For those listening on any other platforms besides Fireside, we're a live audience, so we're going to let the audience fill up for a minute or two before we start the show. So, little intro music here from Marcel Rebelle.
Isn't anybody else dancing? Just me.
Just waiting for AC to hit the house.
I feel like doing ecstasy at a gay nightclub in Germany for some reason. God, please, Fireside, please, get rid of that sound, whatever the hell that is.
We're trying to overtake the sounds as it is.
It's so... I don't even understand what that is. Celebration or some shit? I don't know. This guy's got him a high voice. It's like Prince, but with a lot less talent. Just kidding, Marcel, or whatever the hell your name is. Marcel.
Mark Rebelle. Waiting for AC.
I had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning.
Damn, I'm gonna get this.
Oh. There you go.
Right, second. Yeah. We're good? Okay, let's do it.
I love how you get invitations even when you're on a show. Just stop with that too, Fireside.
Seconds and counting. Before it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome AC to the house for Shotgun Candy. Give him a big round of applause. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Bring on a welcome for Elvis the King. Here we go. And your man Rocksteady.
Give it up for Rocksteady. There he is. What's going on, guys?
Round of applause in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of Shotgun Candy. Always excited to be here. Episode 15, the shit show. Look, I'm always looking forward to it, but this is going to be a good one. The evolution of toilets. So let me just set the preface for the show real quick. We are live here on Fireside right now. We streaming across to many other platforms. Well, we're going to YouTube,
everywhere.
Facebook, Twitch, Rumble, Twitter, and Odyssey at the moment live. So if you want to catch us on any of those platforms, you can do. You can also leave a message on the fortune cookie that's scrolling across the screen here on Fireside to the Shotgun Candy Instagram. And when you do, a sound like this will come through. And then we know that a message has been left by you from the crowd here. Also, you can type one on the screen if you wish, and we will read those messages or play those messages during the show. But for now, let's throw it over to you, boys.
What's going on, man? You know,
what's going on? Having some technical difficulty a little bit. Just AC's having some dramas there.
I typed shit show so much on my phone that it started auto-correcting me every time I did it. So, you know how many times I had to go back and fix shit gun candy?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm like, shit gun, that's not even a real thing, but maybe it is. I don't know. Who knows what they're coming out with new things all the time.
Shotgun candy's not a real thing till now either. So, yeah, we just make shit up and it seems to stick. So,
just like shit, and you throw it against the wall.
That's it.
What the hell's going on, yo?
There we go. He's in.
What's going on?
I've been in. I'm in the cut. I wanted you guys to do this. I just step off so you guys can admire this for a moment.
Welcome to the shit show.
The shit show.
The shit show.
Loving it.
Episode 15.
Seems to be fitting.
Yeah. So
it does seem to be fitting for the show today.
We got a lot of shit to talk about.
Hell yeah. How's everybody doing? Look at this. I've never had like a head, just like a shoulders and head coming up. That's pretty crazy.
Look, it's good with your screen sideways this week. I think it suits. Before it was always a little bare, but now you've got that welcome to the shit show in the background. And so it's really good. I have to get my shit sorted, sort my background out here, I think, a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to ask real quick if you can share the show. Hit share with followers, share with the world, but share with followers actually means a lot if you can. That would mean a lot for us on Fireside just to get a few more people in the room and to clap it up and hit that algorithm along the way. Stay engaged. Leave those messages. It's what we love the most.
That's what it's all about.
Boys?
Sharing means caring. I think we got
really good
caring crowd. So you guys
really, really good.
I'm doing good. AC's doing good. He's right in the shit show.
I'm right in the shit. I'm right in it. I'm living it.
Yeah.
I'm living it. Look at this. I'm going to come down a little bit. Welcome to the shit show.
Shit right now.
There we go. What's going on?
Oh man.
All right. So
I learned so much about feces and toilets and things.
This is a topic I didn't want to research at all, and ended up fucking doing it again. Right, medieval times, and now this one, and
it always pops up right when you least want it. You're like,
sexual deviants had their fair share of fecal matter.
Man, this shit is everywhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We've got to give a special shout out for this show because it was recommended from one of our listeners, Daz Cowbell, which if he pops in the show live or he always catches the replay at the very least. So thank you for the suggestion, Daz. He even sent a little bit of information for us, which I left out because I knew you boys were doing. So I've taken a different track today on how I'll go about it. But yeah, it's just fucking shit.
It's an interesting time. You think about how many times a day everybody does it. Some people, like a sloth once every 2 weeks, or an anorexic.
Wow.
Sloths, meth heads, and anorexics, they all have the same bathroom habits. Like once about every 2 weeks.
Once a week, a couple pebbles, and they're done.
Yeah, it's not good for you. Yeah, it's like dropping the sand in the bottom of an aquarium.
But also the sheer amount of times that we use that, right? Like per day and per week, per month, like that it's the single most important invention, the toilet. Right?
I moved my studio. I'm sitting on the toilet right now. You guys can't see it. just in case, man. If I'm mute, you know what's happening.
Be careful, Elvis. It's not one of your most favorite places to be, actually.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of bad experience on these things, but this one's comfy. It's got the high handicap seat and everything. When you get old, you need help getting up.
Oh, it's got the handlebar dealies. I gotcha.
It's got an ejection seat. It's slow though. It goes up real slow and dumps you off onto the floor. And then you can push that button right there.
Hell,
can't get up.
I'm shitted and I can't get up.
I need somebody to wipe me.
I'm shitted.
Joe Biden. So, well, how was everybody's week? We know what we all did this morning. Big cup of coffee and some more research for the show, as we like to say.
Oh yeah.
But
my Sunday was a little fucking wild. My kids drove me in fucking sane. Normally it's my boy, but this time it was my girl, my little girl. She she wouldn't leave me alone. She wouldn't leave me the fuck. Just it was so intense, and when she's just demanding shit, she just fucking wants it now. and nothing else matters. And so it was just a little tough. Oh, Daz just dropped into the room. So hey, Daz Cowbell.
What up, Daz?
Special applaud for give a round of applause for Daz Cowbell, who's just dropped into the room because this subject is thanks to him today. So thank you very much.
Even aesthetically, the motif has changed.
Yeah, we got our shit together this week.
Why does red neon? Does red neon like
twice?
Is like the color of like this is it. Shit's fucked. Red neon.
Red neon.
What a shit show.
Yeah, it's
a shit show.
Enticing color. That's why the red light. Use that.
That's true.
But,
purple neon.
So yeah, no. So it's it was
that's where it's at.
Yeah, it was. I've actually been fucking busy lately, man. So like I just want to get straight back head home to this podcasting, but just setting a couple of things up. A little side project that I want to do, which I want to do sort of full time tied into this, which Elvis knows about, which is going to be cool.
I probably forgot though.
I forgot what we were even talking about. What shit were we talking about?
Remember. Just don't tell your wife about your side piece. I mean, your side project.
Yikes!
My lips are sealed, buddy.
Do I look like a fucking idiot,
honey? So it's with the most beautiful girl in the world. It's a podcast. Remember, I'm a podcaster.
Oh, it's the girlfriend. You don't want to tell
I landed a podcast with the most beautiful girl in the world. How do you feel about
calling me a bitch?
So what's new with you, AC? I know you got a whole new setup going there.
A couple things working or not working here, but getting to know these new apparatuses. Man, there's so much you can do with them, and yet so little at the same time. But I'll get it going. My new digs are pretty good. New backgrounds, living the life, man. It's fucking living the American dream.
Yeah, for those
do you have like a fucking whiskey shelf there, man? Like top shelf shit, like. You're in the man's cave, the man's den. I mean,
he don't
anything that was too early to set up yet.
He don't drink that top shelf stuff. He gets the stuff that's underneath.
Oh yeah, I drink Skoal and fucking E&J and shit.
You got a bag of Pruno for my friend here? He's
when I get I get the shakes. So I don't know.
There's a barrel of potato skins out by the tree in the backyard.
So there's always something fermenting. No, but yeah, I am actually into Kentucky bourbon. I really like the bourbon, and I got some in the garage.
Man.
Hasn't made it in just one bottle made it in, but the whole collection's out in the garage. Little by little, I'm bringing stuff in.
I used to love that Evan Green label. That was good shit. That's the extra sour mash.
Buffalo Trace. I love me some Buffalo Trace, and Wellers.
You like that highfalutin stuff. I like the shit that comes in a plastic bottle. Put it right in the bag for you so you can drink it on the way out.
Some dude puts a straw in a bag.
Vegemite.
Yeah. There's a good one called Black Velvet. It's not good. It's terrible. But if you have like $1, you can get like a pint.
Black Velvet.
Black Velvet. Yeah. It's like if Canadian Mist had like a retarded cousin. You're like, oh, this is good.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Have a downer?
We got a couple of messages off the back, guys. So we just crack onto them for a second so that I get left behind. One is from Uncle Eddie. He's written. He said, "For the right price, Uncle Eddie will put a pump in so you can pump that shit right up the hill." Thanks, Uncle Eddie. And then we've got one from our boy Worm.
Hey guys, just want to let you guys know that you're always classing up my Sundays. This is sophistication at its best. You guys, just remember, courtesy flush, one for the bulk, another for the remainder. It's your boy Vermillion.
There we go.
Is that what it's for? The courtesy flush is for the bulk, and the second one's for the remainder. Because I tried, you know, when you start to get to more communal areas, wherever you've been in your life, if you're doing something with more people or living with other people, and you don't want that smell to get out, I would flush as I dropped at the same time. That just sucks it through at the same time, man. It's like.
That's the traditional courtesy flush there.
You try to do it like as you fart, right? Like if you have to fart, like, or have like a really, it's going to be loud when you sit. Like you try to time that whoosh with the, when everything goes together.
Yeah, it
doesn't. It doesn't do shit. It doesn't do shit. People think.
I think it does. If you knew the system of the toilet, because if it's a random toilet, something you've just crossed for the first time, you don't know that flushing system properly. You're gonna second guess it. You might get it wrong.
Right.
I was at the Home Depot, man. It sounded like the guy was shooting an airsoft rifle into the toilet. It was just like, I mean, I know he had to get some splashback. It's just the force of that.
This tiny ass like.
You're talking the one that was on display, or you're talking about in the actual change rooms?
No, in the actual bathroom.
Oh, okay. Have you seen is it Jackass, where he just walks into a plumbing shop and he sits down on the ones on display, and just does a big fucking nod straight into the toilet?
He's got a newspaper. He's like, I'm almost done here.
And then they film it, and then it's just a curled up turd with no water, which we're going to talk about.
Exactly. Well, we got a transgender at the Home Depot that works at one of the registers, and one time I guess it was being a man at the time. It went into the men's room and it was full, so it came out, put a wig on, and went right in the ladies' room.
Oh boy!
I mean, that's the flexibility you get if you're transgender.
If you're transgender, you can
get a little
whatever you feel like. Him.
Get a little extra.
Yeah,
there we go.
Well, you create options. It's kind of clever.
Absolutely,
you do. Well, there's two options usually, or you can just shit out in the garden center, call it mulch. I'm fertilizing
the thing is, if you're transgender, it doesn't matter when it's number ones. It means a lot, but for number twos, you're always going to squat, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. Yeah,
we're all see how alike we are. We're all together.
Yeah, we're all in on that.
We're all in.
Transgender people usually sit to shit.
So
my experience,
like we were saying, like this the toilet is a modern marvel, right? I mean, think about it, guys. What do you use this thing more than any other product? Probably maybe your phone, right? And then together, shit, when you sit on the fucking toilet with your phone, now it's on.
I sit on it more than I sit at the dining room table. I swear.
They call it the throne, right? Because it was basically something that pretty rich people had like back in the day, right?
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of plumbing stuff goes back to like 15,000 BC. You know what I mean?
1,000.
Yeah, 15,000 BC. Like,
Jesus.
Well, I mean,
wow, you tracked it back that far.
Since day one, people were shitting.
That's true.
So it's not like they just invented it one day. Like, you know what? Let's have bowel movements, and we'll need a place to put it.
Well, this question did raise to me, huh?
If you could choose, I mean, the obvious choice would be not to have to do that. So it's been part of nature.
I think I'm slowing down here.
But we got some interesting stories about this, man. Going back to the Egyptians with the aqueducts and people shitting in holes in the ground in the street. So
yeah.
Where do you guys want to start?
Well, that's what I was going to say, man. Like, what part of that was, in our whole history, like a huge chunk of that was shitting in a hole, right? This only came about, even sitting down in like that wooden thing that they made for the first time didn't come about for a long, long time. And then toilet paper even further beyond that.
Well, I was looking up in like ancient China and stuff. They had like an outhouse system, but they would shit right into the pig pen.
Oh my God.
And then the pigs would eat that, and then the pigs would shit.
I got that too.
And then they'd put that on the fertilizer. I can't remember what year that was. You're talking about the Ming Dynasty or some shit like that.
Yeah, I've got that.
The dung. I think it was the Dung Dynasty is what it was.
And then, of course, they eat the pig, right? After all that, then the culmination is eating the shit pig.
Oh. You get that shitty fatback bacon. I mean, that's some circle of life shit for real. It's like,
get it all back.
And then the best thing is they shit that out and cycle it back again. It's just constantly churning on that same cycle.
The true circle of life.
Pigs were into all that recycling shit back in the day, man. They were ahead of their time. They were like the soy boys of yesterday.
Oh, man, the soy boys of yesteryear.
Yeah, that's the pigs, man. But up until fairly recent history in Japan, they used to squat in them little ones on the floor.
Right.
Oh, recent history. I've got to cut in here. So I lived in Thailand for 6 years. 2014 to 2020, and it didn't used to be a common thing. It still is to the day. If you venture a little bit too far out of an area where there's foreigners, which they call phalangs, you've still got those squat pans on the floor. There are no toilets that are normal like that we're used to, right? I've even got a story on that. So there was a buddy of mine who had to do a visa run down south of Thailand. And we left really early in the morning. We were going to Burma, right? And it was like a 6-hour drive. He got lost. He didn't have a fucking clue. He didn't have Google Maps then at the time. This is before I actually lived there. And we're driving for hours. I started having to go to the toilet. I was there on holiday, so my stomach wasn't really quite agreeing with the fucking holiday, And we had to pull over somewhere, man. The sun Sorry?
He's talking about booze and drugs, everybody. Just saying. The holiday.
I wasn't agreeing with you. Right. Yeah. I've had
Because I have conversations with my stomach all the time.
Got to go to the bathroom again?
Dude, there was finally a block of toilets that were on the beach in the middle of nowhere, though. So I've gone in there. The sun's just come up, and I've gone in there, and it was only those squat pans. I didn't know what the fuck to do. This is my real first experience with it, right? So it's like I'm not equipped with the Asian squat. My heels don't touch the ground when I squat. So I had to like get all my gear off to stand over this thing. And I've gone, but after I've gone, and I'm no word of a lie, normally I'm onto this sort of thing. I've looked around for toilet paper, and because I was more taken away of, oh shit, I've got to shit on the pan, than thinking about toilet paper. There was none. There's no toilet paper. And I let's say I had the runs, man, because my stomach was, again, upset.
Sure.
Next to me, there's a fucking tiled wall with water and a scoop. And I thought to myself, I ain't fucking touching that thing. I'm not touching that thing. I'm a little bit stuck.
Yeah,
what do I do? So
I've
shuffled.
Rock, can you explain what that is? Can you explain what that thing is that you talked about?
Okay, so it was kind of like a trough. It was like a long trough, right, like low level next to this toilet with a scoop, which I didn't know what it was at the time. But that's for actually scooping and washing your ass with, which I ain't touching my hole. I ain't touching my hole like that, not like that. And
not like that, dude.
So I've shuffled out to look if there's any paper in the other ones, but lo and behold, the actual cubicle next to me was a shower. So I was like, thank fucking God. So I've stripped right off, had a shower before I've gone back to the car. My friend's like, fuck, you're taking a long time. Like, there's a story I got to tell you. Dude. So that was my first interaction with the squat pan. So I've used it myself, and they are fucking everywhere if you're not in a foreign area.
I had a very similar experience, but I just went home with one sock on.
I've been there. I've totally.
And you're like, did you lose a sock, Elvis? You're like, fuck no, I found one.
Yeah, no, I found one. It was in the bathroom. The first guy before me used it. But if you ever go work on the construction site or whatever, and guy goes into the bathroom, he's got sleeves on his shirt, he comes out with no sleeves, they ran out of toilet paper.
Yep. Had to do what you got to do, bro. I've been there.
Like, oh man, it's hot out here. I had to cut my sleeves off. It's like, yeah, come on, you wiped your ass with them sleeves.
Yeah. Come on, you went in there with sleeves.
Let me see how many socks you got on. That was a messy.
He made an executive decision. He's like, I got 4 hours left of my shift.
One sole and one shoe.
I got a utility knife and I got sleeves. I always have toilet paper.
He just comes out with the belt on, the carpenter's belt. That's it. Exactly. That's it. Used everything.
He comes out with cut off jean shorts now. You're like, oh, it must have been a mess.
YMCA.
Comes out with no tongues on his fucking shoes, but his ass is smiling.
Yeah.
He's got one stuck to the heel of his foot. Is that a sleeve stuck to the heel of your shoe, man? Come on.
But like I mentioned, like he's right. Toilet paper didn't come till like way after, man. Like that's crazy. Like they made toilets, and then they toilet paper. They were still not wiping their asses, like with paper. Like they were doing their hand
They did come up with an invention in England later on. It was.
But they shared it, right? It was like a thing you washed your ass with, but you shared it.
It was like a wet sponge on a stick. Yeah,
on a stick. Yeah, dude.
Should we go into that?
Well, that's where that term "the wrong end of the stick" comes from.
My God.
Right. Really?
Right.
You don't want to grab a hold of the wrong end.
I would imagine so. That is the wrong end.
Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No pun intended.
They had one at the Vatican, too. That's funny you say that.
Wow.
That's why the Pope had his own. That's why he's got that tall hat. He keeps one up under there so he never gets the wrong end of it.
Got it.
Full of socks.
Got it. Yeah.
Just full of socks.
Just rolls of toilet paper.
Wizard sleeves up in his hat.
That's where that went after Corona. There was like fucking. He was like, "Bring me all of the toilet paper."
You know, it's funny though. You can use your N95 mask in a pinch.
You guess you could, right?
or just wear it on your ass, and then nobody can smell it.
I wonder how much shit particles can get through there if you like smash some shit through an N95. Like how much shit comes out the other side.
Depends if you twist the top and then squeeze it like a cake, a cream thing.
I'm a curious fella.
I'm thinking if you're shitting a pie plate and hit it in somebody's face, I'm thinking all of it would go through.
That's fucked up, dude. You got to do whipped cream too. You got to do shit and whipped cream. Just the shit. I mean, that would be rough.
Not N95, it can tear and just split, and you don't want that to happen. We've got a couple of messages, guys.
Like a
We've
cheesecloth.
got a couple from Worm and one from Uncle Eddie. So here we go.
See, now you boys would have been in France. You would have had one of those fancy bidets right next to you.
A bit it.
You wouldn't be in these predicaments. But then again, we wouldn't have these awesome stories.
That's true.
All but day and all but night.
Predicament. So those are things in the bottom of the urinal.
Oh, look here, man. I think it's pronounced bit it.
It's
Bit
a
it.
bit.
One in by days.
Actually, I'm glad he mentioned France because in France, the essueur in French is like to drain, which comes from the word sewer. It's the root word of sewers, which is like essueur, right? And then
You got to say it more like questionable.
essueur.
There you go. That's good.
Like a menage a trois.
Flavorize it by 45%.
Exactly. Put a little fromage on that one, will you?
Yeah. Okay. Chèvre. So yeah, and also the Latin word for plumbing also okay, fine. How about Latin? You're gonna make me do Latin in a gay voice.
Yes.
Just sound like a baguette when you say it.
Plum
How is it said in Latin in a gay voice?
plumbum.
It's a kind of
Plumbum.
He's
And
got
it even sounds pretty. The name itself is pretty homoerotic. Plumbum. Play with my plumbum.
There's a lot of
play with the plum bottom.
Lover.
and
And then that's plumber.
a lot of gay terms. Well, you know, actually, plumber, the root word, it means lead. Did you know that? That's where it comes from.
Lead.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Makes
Oh
sense.
right. Oh yeah, that's a word for lead. Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't mention that. I was so excited to say plum bum.
Yeah.
And if you watch Rick and Morty, I don't know if anybody does. Like they have the something that's very similar to like called the plum. The plumbus. It's like a suction cup thing. Also, kind of has to do with the bathroom uncloggedness. It's called
So
a plumbus.
like a plunger for your ass.
Kind of, and you can stick it there. There's a whole commercial for it. Anybody who watches Rick and Morty can attest to that. If you know what a plumbus is. So I just made that connection myself.
Yeah. Is it made of lead?
No gay pun intended.
It is not. It
Right,
is not.
I heard a dinger.
Yeah, we did. We had a couple here. We'll knock them out. One from Worm, one from Uncle Eddie. Here we go.
AC, I'm going to need you to go into detail on how you imagine the 3 seashells are used in the future.
Is that like when the guy takes your money? It's like, keep your eye on the shit under the shell.
It's a good call. Kind of. It's a good call. Demolition Man, the great movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and
Wait,
and
you said
Wesley
great movie
Snipes.
and Stallone? I don't think they go.
Yeah, and Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man. There's a running
yeah, I
joke
remember it.
in the movie
Three
where there's 3
shells.
seashells. Yeah, and
I believe
you
what
don't-
you do is you get one of the shells, you put it to your ear, and you wipe your ass with your hand on the other side. You can hear the ocean.
I always imagined a scraping of one shell. Like one of the shells was strictly for scraping back to front and just scooping it out and kind of putting it into the trash can.
Back to front. Was the other shell for like rocking your balls?
Exactly. Those things are sharp. Could you imagine?
Mother of pearl.
It's a mother, it's literally mother of pearl.
Mother of pearl. I severed my nutsack with them
Yeah.
shit shells.
But it was beautiful, Paul. It was iridescent. It was gorgeous.
I made these snap buttons on my Western shirt with it.
That shell, what cut my nutsack off, was beautiful.
Used to have a pearl in it. Now it's got. a
Oh, we
pile
got
of
one more.
shit.
Sorry, from Eddie. Uncle Eddie. Sorry, I didn't read that. It said, "What
put
did
it
you
up
expect
first.
to wipe your ass with a brick and some Ajax?" Holy shit! No, how old is that
A
message?
Brillo pad.
No, that reminds me of like if you had just one ply of toilet
Oh, yeah.
square left.
Yep.
What I think
Yeah.
you're supposed to do is you're supposed to poke it over your middle finger, wipe your ass with your middle finger, and then
Wow.
take it back off and wipe your finger with that one ply, and that's how you're supposed to.
I would just rub my ass on the concrete like a dog.
Like a dog. I'd rub it around.
Why not?
I'd just find the
I do it
nearest
when no one's
banister and
looking.
slide down it with no pants on.
There you go. Backwards.
Problem solved.
No, but for real. And I want to hear everybody's
Let's
take
get
on
into
this.
it,
Just find a skinny guy's leg to rub up against.
Real fucking question. Do you wipe front to back or ass? Or the other way around? Do you wipe front to back
Well, we all know.
I'm
You bend over, go
multi-talented,
up,
man. I go
up, or do you
left,
do
right.
like
Sometimes I get other people to wipe it even.
east to west? You go east to west. Fucking hey, dude.
I use
West
one of
to
them.
east.
I use one of them old
Amazing.
school orange juicers, and I just sit on it and spin, and then I get up and I'm good to go. Man.
Wow. I just imagine.
You should see the juice that comes out.
Oh, you don't want to see that.
The seeds are wow,
It's high caffeine
Unbelievable.
content in that juice. Look out,
dude. Holy crap.
Exactly.
How's your
Literally.
breakfast going there in all the people in America? How's your
Having
bacon and
fucking
eggs this morning?
Cheerios.
Wonderful.
Hope you're not eating any of them pigs that ate shit.
Yeah. Apparently, people are eating those.
I'm wondering if the pigs. Never mind. Just go ahead. We'll just move on from that one.
Sorry, I heard you cut out. You was talking about pigs, and was that something TT related?
I'm not sure.
Ooh. I barely get that joke. But I do. So toilets. Toilets appeared pretty much as early as 2500 BC. The people of the Harappan civilization in Pakistan and northwestern India had water flushing toilets, and each of them were linked to drains covered with burnt clay bricks. So these folks would also very communal, right? Like, what's up with communal shit? I guess people didn't. There was no thought of germs.
You wanted it all in one neighborhood. You didn't want it scattered about. The whole place would be a shithole.
Right.
You gotta have that one little centralized location.
But there was no sense of germs either. So people were like wiping and then like shaking hands and like, you know what I mean? So it was communal, but also like a place to like of heavy, like, you know, sharing the feces. You have to agree is something that really shares a lot of ridiculous stuff. But you have the highest levels of bacteria in there. So everybody's kind of spreading it around. Either they had a great immune system or everybody was fucked up like 24/7.
Was it cholera, dysentery, and typhoid were some of the most common diseases that people were caught, and they really did not know about the science behind the disease behind it probably until about 1860. So you're going through, you know, I've got to stop and just ask about your research here. Is it just me, or did you find that they seem to have plumbing systems? Elvis said from 15,000 BC. I've got from about 3,000 BC with Mesopotamia, where they had channel systems that were little floating turds that would come out from their houses down to like a canal in the center. But for some reason they like lost all what's the common sense when it came to the Middle Ages, and they were just like shitting in buckets throwing it straight out their fucking windows,
right?
Just diseasing up the streets. They lost it all. Then they went communal again. And then they came back to private like we know today. It's just a weird sense of how it went.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Special hi to Loredana, by the way, that dropped into the show.
You know,
hey, Laura.
I was looking at some things about in the UK. But remember, we were talking about medieval times where the ship would go down them chutes out of the castle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Later on, they had it going down and going into the moat. So you know, the castles were surrounded with moats. The moat would be like a big freaking cesspool out there because they would shit and they would go down and drip into the moat. But that would also keep a lot of people from trying to swim across to your castle.
I'd turn my happy army around. I'd be like, nah. I don't fight with dirty people.
I'd be like, nah, man, I'm going to get some kind of disease.
Fecal dirty? Like you live around your own shit. Now it's inside and then now around as well. So, no, I'm good. I don't need to conquer you today.
No.
You're so filthy you can have your fucking dirty castle.
Right now.
We're all thinking about the shit aspect of it, but everybody's peeing in something too.
Correct.
And period. Please don't forget periods.
Oh,
super important.
Don't flush
on
those
the blob,
tampons, ladies. Let me answer
the blobber.
White mice. It's a term for.
Oh, I want to shag him on the blob. I put that together all by myself.
That's pretty good. That was
done.
Good.
You almost said. We got a message.
Generic non-American English accent. I like it.
It's anything you want it to be. It fits in a lot of places.
He's from overseas, and that's where he's from.
From somewhere else. It's all that matters. Yeah.
Chuck in the house. Our friend Chuck. He's an Android user, but can still hear us here through Fireside. God bless you, Chuck. Here we go.
What's up, John?
No, man, I don't even deal with wiping anymore. I made the transition to bidets to both toilets in my house 2 years ago. That is a game changer. Like I'll tell you, I can't ever go back. It's so refreshing. It's so clean. It's so good. And every once in a while, when I need to use like a toilet at my office or in a public restroom, and I actually have to use paper like a common
Like a
heathen.
peasant.
Like a fucking commoner.
It's awful. Yeah, man, just bidets, 100%. That's where it's at. It sounds weird if you've never tried it, but like once you do, and like you can't go back. You can't go back.
Everyone fucking hold it right
My
there
boy.
for a second.
Once you go
Just for a
wet
second.
crack, you never go back.
What are we holding?
I've got to address this again. Like, there's some parts I've got to step in and I feel strong about, and this is one of them right now.
This is just
I come from a long history of wipers, as we do in the Western world. You know, I'm a wiper. But as it turns out to be, I spent that time overseas in Asia, and I've come back not a wiper, but a bum gun user. We call it the bum gun. This is a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put it to you with a scenario. Now, if there was someone who was we call it whippersnipper. I don't know what you call it over in US. I think you call it weed whacker. Where you're cutting down the grass with that pole.
Weed whacker.
And I had an American bulldog that used to go out, swallow that shit. I had this.
I almost died.
This dog that used to go out and shit right at the back of the yard, right? And this guy comes to cut our lawn, and he's going, zzz, and he stops, just going, pa, pa. He starts going, kima, meaning dog shit. It's sprayed all on his fucking face, right? Now, if that scenario happened to you, and this really happened to this guy, he didn't go inside and just get toilet paper and start smearing it into his fucking face, right? He goes and washes it off like a normal human being, which is hygienic. Yeah, like fucking war lines and shit.
War
when he goes
paint.
out to the jungle.
This means war.
Boy, kill you, dog. Yeah, but no, he went out and he did that. Now, the same thing with your ass. Like when you go to the toilet and you finish, you don't just wipe and smear it in. Right? Well, that's what I used to do, like Chuck said, like a peasant, right? But when you have the bum gun, it's if you get a good pressure on that thing. I'm not talking about shower drip. I'm talking about like jet blast your chocolate star off, right?
Like the guy that cleans the mildew off the side of your house.
It tans it
1200 psi.
Like pressure cleaning your taint. It's like a big old pressure cleaner
I mean, you could spray this shit on your concrete outside and clean this motherfucker, right?
Yeah, gets all the gum out of the 7-Eleven parking lots.
Yep.
It can get graffiti off walls. That's sort of strength, right?
This reminds me of a business, guys. We can start a business.
Every time you take shit, you lose 3 layers of skin off your ass.
Are you tired of having disgusting things in your gooch? Come by and we'll pressure clean the shit out of your taint.
Are you sick of anal bleaching? So
Rocksteady's tank cleaners.
Taint your daddy's cleaners.
Is that people don't know how to use the Asian bum gun. They're like almost afraid of it. And this is Chuck's point, right? But when you've got a good pressure there and it does the job for you, all you need the toilet paper for is just to pat your bum dry from the wetness, and it is clean as a. It's as clean as a.
Well, see, unless you're at a bowling alley, then you just stand over that thing that dries your hands. You know, you push the button, just drop your pants and stand over that thing.
I've done that.
But as Chuck says, you can't go back after you started using it. Like, and I know the feeling. If you go to someone else's house, or you have to go to a public toilet for whatever reason, you'd rather hold it in and go back to your bum gun because it is a game changer. And if you haven't got one, go and get one. Just take my fucking word for it, and then you can hashtag Rocksteady said bum gun, and it works.
Should I Google bum gun, or is that what it's called?
I used to date this big girl, and I used to just hose her off in the yard. I mean, it was too much of a mess.
Did you roll her on one side first, or did you just
bum
leave
gun
her
every day?
on her back?
No, she was just on all fours like Ned Beatty in Deliverance, but I just had a hose behind it. Yeah.
It's like the second week in a row you mentioned Deliverance. Is something going on? Are you okay?
Hey man, if you hear banjo music, just run. Trust me.
Dude, boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang.
Yeah, hang on, babe. I'll just roll you over there.
Yes. You just got to throw like some donuts on the floor in front of her, and she'll just bend over, and you just hit the kick while she's bent over.
little Debbie's cupcakes, like little mini cupcakes.
She comes up. She got her fingers in all the holes. She's like, "Look, honey." Well, the one time I sprinkled some Cheerios out in the yard, and she swears that they grow now. She's like, "Those are seeds." Donut seeds, man.
I'll meet you by the Cheerio tree, my love.
Yeah. This one's filled with custard.
Right, we should get some sort of a sequence to this timeline. I think gone off track. That was my fault a little bit. I'm sorry.
Should we though?
It's called the shit show. People don't expect much. Come on.
Oh, come on now, come on,
We're
love.
fine, man. We're fine.
Sorry,
It is
Daz,
the
are we
shit
doing
show.
all right? We're
Give
getting
us
there.
Don't play that trumpet music.
Oh,
Rob.
we're doing
Push
pretty
my
good.
cat.
Brr, brr, I hate that fucking thing.
No, just
But
give
please
that
clap
stuff.
it up and hit that thing.
Yeah, hit that shit. Come on, guys.
Hit that shit, man. So cut to you.
Get this
You
bitch firing. Come on.
guys talk about Rome. Rome was probably thank you, very regal. Rome was probably I don't know, the quintessential like problem solver here, right? Like they took over and as probably the superpower of the world for a long time, the Roman Empire, of course, and they really figured it out so much so that some of those structures are still working today, and some of those were built in 600 AD, right? And they're still up to date and functional. So imagine the city planning, right? The water, the utility like guy. Like imagine who the fuck was that? I would
He's
like to talk
thinking
to
about
that
the
guy.
future. This guy.
Well,
Yeah,
he was thinking
He's thinking
22,000 years in the future.
Well, he was thinking like we wear sandals, and I'm tired of stepping in shit out in the middle of the street. So
Well, that was the main thing, right?
let's fix this, will you?
I don't know if you guys agree, right? But when you guys were researching this shit, like it was just a huge problem in the world. Like people couldn't even sustain like where they were. Like they had to
It's like
change
shit
the
too
way
much, you're
things
like,
happen.
I gotta move.
And it's
we're
Yep.
just gonna move.
And in like for example, Victorian England, like it's always shuffled, right? It went back and forth because, like in Victorian England, if I can fast forward for a moment, they had such a problem even talking about them going to the bathroom. It was such a they were so like I mustn't talk,
I'm
but you're
pooing
just
everywhere.
pardon me, and then they'd
Oh, I
recede
straight down the wall.
and
I'm
the chick would
getting-
lift up her humongous bell dress and squat over a pot, and then she'd put a pot on a. We've talked about this so many times on the show, so many times.
Yeah,
and then she put
the chamber pots, man.
yeah, you put a pot on the thing, and then she'd go back and be like, oh. But the problem
Oh,
is
my
like
blob fell out too. Oh,
there would never be. I've also got there's an extra blob in there for you, love. But the problem is they would never progress, right? They would never go anywhere because to have progress is to admit that one does it and one does not shit or fart or pee. So if you're so flabbergasted by that, nobody ever brings it up. So there's no progression. Everybody just lives in their own filth. And it oscillated. It was like, it was good for a while. The Romans thought they figured it out and then cut to fucking Victorian England. And there's a whole problem,
You got to oscillate, get that fan moving, get the air going.
well, there was actually a guy called Thomas Lynch, and he said, the flush toilet, more than any single invention, has civilized us in a way that religion and law could never accomplish. That was the most like focal point, important thing that's happened with humanity for our survival.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's if we go back to speaking of more than any religion, biblical speaking, in Deuteronomy, there's a passage about taking a shit. It gives you the instructions. You're supposed to go outside of the village, take a shit,
Correct.
dig a hole.
That was the Asian. That was
and
China,
bury
right?
it. No, that's Deuteronomy. That's in the Bible.
Dude,
Oh, okay.
it's in the Bible.
Yeah, I think I
Dude.
don't know what passage it was, and maybe some religious people could
Somewhere
chime
at the
in and
back.
say something. But no, I think it's the second book, number 2.
Passage 2. No dude will shit in the street.
Number
It will
two.
not be most awesome of you if you do.
No, so it used
In
to
the
take it
dude
outside.
passage, like
So it's kind of a anti-biblical principle to shit in your own house. You're supposed to go outside, away from the village, and do it, and bury it.
Could you imagine? I can barely make it up my house steps, and it's a fucking 9/11 emergency every fucking
Well,
time I have to go to. Could you imagine? Like, oh well, I have to take my Vision Quest to go take a
just
shit.
playing a
Are
friendly
you
game
kidding?
of Family Uno and just going, oh, I'll be back in 3 hours, and just
Yeah,
fucking
Well, I mean,
straight
you don't
down
have
out
to
to the
go-
jungle.
You don't have to go that far. I mean, just go. Go further than your neighbor's yard, because I got in trouble with that last weekend.
see what I mean? So you go to the. Is that still happening? My
But
God.
I was like, I'm doing God's will. Leave me alone.
Yeah, Are you still sleep shitting? Do people know about that? The listeners know about your
That's your
narcoleptic
business.
shitting.
That's your business, not mine.
He's going out to
Well,
the
he
woods
knows
again
that.
and drop a log.
In those medieval times, right? I
lumberjack.
mean, we've brushed. Oh, we went right to medieval days in one of our shows. I think the first one, number one, right?
The very number one. Yeah,
Very first
The
one.
I think so. This show should
Well,
have been
what we
number 2.
didn't cover is that
Full
the
circle.
royalty back in those days, they would have their throne that they would sit there and shit, right? But then they'd have someone's job So where they'd shit, they'd have like a drop into a sewage system. This is towards the end of the Middle Ages and of the Dark Ages. And there would be a hole in the floor in front of them, and there'd be a guy with a pot that would just pour water in it every time they shat. So it would flush it away. So they'd shit. So they'd just be like, plop. May I, sir? You may. And then they'd pour for that to be flushed each time.
Yeah,
that was their job.
They started doing that. I think that I think the Egyptians or the Greeks had those aqueducts that went. That's why they were all in one spot. You remember we were saying the communal thing, because the plumbing systems. There was not a lot of water in the desert. So I guess this is Egypt I'm talking about. But they would have they'd have these pipes that would come. Yeah, that's right. The Egyptians used to shit like cats, man, in a sandbox. Did you know that?
Well, they'd just be little tiny turds and they'd lick their ass clean.
I think they would bury them.
Right.
They'd scrape it out. And I know nothing about how the Egyptians did it, actually. So if you have some information, be good.
Nobody knows shit about the Egyptians.
It was the the higher up people, the royals and the elites and whatnot. They would shit. They'd have a box and they'd have sand in it, and they would pour water on the sand and filter it through to clean it. Yeah, and then they go clean it themselves. It's just a mess.
Litter box people?
Yeah, the women pee against the wall to mark their territory and stuff.
Nice.
It's terrible.
Such a feline community that is.
Well, no, they do. Yeah, they did like cats, but
they'd have like litters of kittens when they'd finish, and Lisa would be like, "Oh, they're my babies, you guys," and just go all mad about it.
So you guys are actually right. You guys are totally right. The early Egyptian, Grecian, Roman leaders, they all encouraged development of sanitation and being able to grow these facilities so people can actually flush the stuff away. They found out that by water being able to be freshly brought in, as people defecate, even if they were doing it communally, even if they were sitting all in a row. Imagine sitting all in a row, where you would share the day's events or say, "Hey, how's your wife, dude?" Plop.
Well,
what if you have?
That's what the pyramids have these huge aqueducts underneath them. What if the ancient pyramids are just big toilets?
Wow.
You remember thinking that?
They're pointing to the perfect position in the skies. Yeah, that makes sense.
So who knows? Yeah.
And God's the plumber.
You got a shit right below Orion's belt. Mind blown, right there.
Sphinx is just looking out for everyone's best interest.
I heard that there was some trouble with those communal toilets because they only had those holes in the top,
right?
And rats would get in there and try to eat it.
That's correct.
And also methane gas would build up in there, and the hot sun sometimes would catch it on fire. So you get these flaming shit rats running around all over the streets.
Wow.
Right.
Like, we got to figure something else here.
Or what if someone's valuables kind of went down the shit shaft, right? And they're like, "Hey, hand me that torch, big buddy." And your buddy who like clearly is a medieval serf who has no idea how anything works. He's like, "Here you go, buddy." And then you go in there and explode yourself into a million pieces. And then people are like, for 1,000 years, people didn't know what happened, and they were like, "It was Ra. It was the sun." No, it wasn't, dude. It was methane gas. It was buildup gas. And you went in there with and people were like, "No, it wasn't."
Yeah,
all hail Ra.
You get all these ancient Egyptians running around looking like Arkansas mug shots where they catch the meth dealers and blow up their trailers.
Mountain mammals everywhere, just running around.
Yeah. Yep. And not to mention, King, to piggyback off that, I mean, we're talking about rats, insects, the most disgusting.
Imagine the damn flies.
I mean, the flies alone, just one carcass of an animal, just one pile of shit commands an enormous amount of flies, and a lot of activity is around that. Imagine a citywide thing.
You think the scarabs were eating the shit too? The big giant beetles, man.
Probably, man. Scarabs are dope, dude. But those are dung beetles.
Maybe they started out as little flies, but they had so much to eat because the Egyptians were shitting all over the place.
Right. So a little bit more about that.
I'll be back in a minute or two, guys, for real. I'm just going to switch this off. I'll be back.
All right, you got it. A little bit more about that stick, right? There's a stick. Remember we were talking about the stick with a little sponge on the end of it? Right. So it's clean.
But everybody used it.
Exactly. But and then everything would run like down at their ass and their thighs once they scrub that shit that the last guy used, albeit, right? And the dude is rubbing, and then all that shit's rubbing down his leg, and then it goes down into the sewer, into the side of the street. And that is also one of the reasons why you put the woman on the inside of the street when you walked, when you were like a gentleman. Yeah. It's not because of carriages and cars, dude. It was because people were throwing shit out of their windows
Yeah,
and
emptying
people
their
were getting
chamber
shit on
pots.
their neck and on their good clothes. So the guy, if he was respectable, would put the woman on the outside or inside.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, that's a very kind thing. But sorry, ladies, for having a kiss on them shit soaked men back in the day.
Yeah, a lot of shitty frogs.
Yeah, women put up with a lot because men are gross.
They sure are. Yeah, but hey, women are pretty gross too, dude. Women
Not
are
the
pretty
ones
gross.
I knew. Well, I mean, after I hosed her down in the yard, she was fine.
Well, I know your situation, but my God, not all of us have a land mammal. Just hosed down.
Yeah,
Good
one
Lord.
time it was like that guy that I was talking about that was cleaning the elephant cage. She backed up on me, and I was like, "Whoa!" I thought she was getting frisky, but it was a mistake.
No,
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
I don't do that anymore. I don't do the ass play anymore. But if I'm enticed,
Well, thanks for letting me know in case we get together.
yeah,
Why the hell would I need to know?
That was better.
Don't
I
play-
just really did a power
don't
dump.
play coy.
Feel
Don't you play
heaps
coy.
better.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that, Rock. You look 5 pounds lighter. What happened?
What's up,
I
dude?
do. I feel like it. I feel like a magic man. Yeah. God bless our sanitary systems. We do have a message sitting here, guys, from Worm. I better play that real quick. Here we go.
You better.
So, in lieu of a pressure washer,
He said Lou. That's funny.
can
Lou.
one employ a super soaker? Too late.
That's what I was going to
Sure.
suggest that for Chuck. If you're out on town, just make sure you take a super soaker with you. Then you always have your own bidet. It's like a
Or bidet or benign.
concealed bidet. Got one right here.
A portable bidet.
yeah.
That's just a. That's
What I
just
missed
a.
just then.
Yeah, it's a super soaker. It's a portable bidet.
Yeah, or you know what? If you forget it, they always got a water fountain right outside of the bathrooms. Just climb up. You're fine.
Yeah,
It's like
If
a
you
I
can't
always
put
carry a bottle of water with me everywhere I go.
yeah. For the ass. I used to be a chef. You know what we used to get? Working 15, 17 hours a day on the line, sweating. A little something called swamp ass. Anybody ever had swamp ass? You know what that is?
never.
Look at that guy's claps.
People
Well,
are
not-
obviously
not as the
people are
entree.
familiar with the terminology. Is that something like where like mountain mammals just dig their nose in through the dirt and ponder around for food, like
They're nudging for grubs.
Nudge.
dirty, smelly,
Even I like
hairy back bitches like TT or something?
what you said. I like what you said there.
Construction worker's beagle when he comes home. He's just right to the crotch.
Fleas just hopping off that shit. Why don't you tell us what a swamp ass is there, AC? So we
A swamp ass. Well, it's the accumulation of sweat, and it just accumulates right at the mouth of the ass, right at the lower back area. And once that gets together, someone like me who's a little bit, I wouldn't say overweight. What I would say is, robust. Someone would have thicker thighs, right, that they touch. I'm not sure if your thighs touch, but mine do. And when they do that, they create a friction that is just a very painful feeling because it's a lot of things are going on. So you need cornstarch.
chafe. You call it chafe, right? Like
Chafe. Yeah, chafe. Right. Exactly. And then you got to hit yourself with cornstarch down there. So that's another interesting thing I did by a toilet. Add cornstarch, like scoopful. It's like pop. It's like a big like white powdery pop. And you're like, all right, back to the line.
Like your powder in the table before you roll out the dough.
Yeah, and then I'm like, man, I wonder if I'm going to come out of here with like a thing of cornstarch, and like everything's white, And I'm like, people are going to think I'm
doing
like,
some cocaine in there, man.
yeah, I'm ready for 4 more shifts in a row, sir.
Damn it! By the end of the day, you had cornbread back in your pants.
Right. I was doing the double birding procedure in my pants.
Like is this naan? What happened? He's got
It's good.
he's got like a box of matzah in his crotch.
Oh, just taking out just braided challah, ready to hit the
Anybody got some?
little sourdough action. Anyway,
Anybody got some hummus?
Just kneading it, poking it, rolling it, spinning it like a pizza base. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what it
look.
looks
Gotta work.
oh look,
like. AC put his underwear in the dryer and came out with a loaf of bread.
yep, and that happened a lot. And it's amazing how cornstarch was the only thing that like soaked up every single bit of, and you realize how that actually works in cooking. It just like soaks up all the liquid and thickifies shit. Which is in my fucking pants.
We haven't even asked what it smells
that's
like.
What the fucking.
If you're gonna do that, people, don't use cornmeal. It's not going to have the same effect. You're just going to think you got fried fish in the back of your pants.
Also, if you cut up peppers, hot peppers, don't touch your dick. Never touch your dick after hot pepper touchage, please. Please.
Yeah,
That's hot.
Also, don't rub your eye and pee on your hands because you'd be it's just a whole mess, man. No good. Go ahead, play this.
I'm gonna play this. We got a one from Worm. Here we go.
Hold on there, AC. Cornstarch. That's for external use only.
It was external. It got a little bit got in, but it was mostly.
Well, not if you buy it in the bacon aisle. You save a lot of money that way too. Don't go to the pharmacy and get the little bottle of it for babies. Get the unscented one from the baking aisle. It's the same shit.
You got a bottle in bulk. You got to get that shit.
You got to buy that big bag of it. It looks like a big bag of sugar.
I'll take that pallet. I get a lot of swamp ass. But yeah, that's another toilet-based endeavor. That was horrible. Mm-hmm.
Something I wasn't really aware of till now. I know what chafe is, but I didn't know that experience. Yes, been out there before. So what else have we got in some facts here? I got some stuff from China, what Elvis was talking about before. Ancient China used to have private and public squat pans where the waste would be collected and fed to their pigs, exactly what you said. Some people would actually go out and steal and collect people's shit so they could sell it as fertilizer I can't for a living. This. That was their job. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. There you go.
What's your job? What do you do for a living?
Shovel shit.
I'm a scrap guy.
Shit shovel. I'm a repurposer. I repurpose things.
That's the first recycling plant. Yeah.
big gums over there.
Recycling.
I want to collect the shit from the street and I put it in the garden and then I grow food and sell at my restaurant for you to eat.
And then guess what I do? I sell it back to the people that gave me the shit.
Hey man, you got
again. I'm married to an Asian, so Asian jokes are welcome.
Yeah, I wasn't making fun of Thailand people though, because they know.
I'll give her a shoulder to cry on after, so it's all fine.
That's good. Yeah.
So I saw a video where people were actually at a party and they just turned around and pissed. The guy just pissed in the corner. Did you guys see that documentary?
They used to piss in the fireplace too. Because the ash soak up the water, yeah, that's what they used to do. Well, back in the day, when look, man, who
go into a little bit?
Fireplace when you're drunk?
They piss in the fireplace. Why?
Because there's ash in there.
Because they didn't have any bathrooms in the house back in the day, and they'd be sitting around drinking ale and mead and shit with their buddies, but they had no bathroom. So women would go in the other room, pee in a pot, and then throw it out the window, and guys would just be like, "I'm going to piss in the fireplace. I'm not even going to miss the conversation." Yeah.
So that put the fire out there, right?
Well, no, they'd pee in the ash part. So they just get a nice face full of piss steam when they're going, I guess. It's nice. It probably didn't make the house smell horrible.
I got a message from Daz.
Oh, nice.
Said, I tried the bum gun once. She seemed to like it, but we were both really drunk. Oh, wait, I think you were referring to a different bum gun.
Oh, I see what he did there. Mine lights up. I have an app for mine and it lights up. It's fucking sick.
The bum gun has nothing to do with the Second Amendment or homeless people. Just for any listeners, it's for washing your ass.
Mm-hmm. I got a little bit more on public toilets if you want to do that message.
Yeah, let's do that message. That message is from Worm. Here we go.
Every guy knows the pleasure of pissing on something on fire or dead. Or possibly dead and on fire. But the piss sauna, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
All right,
hold it right there, Worm.
I think
I'm sure we all understand the pissing on something on fire, but how many things are you pissing on that's dead? And what sort of enjoyment do you get out of that?
And
dead on fire.
Did you kill it first? I think Worm's a psychopath.
Worm, you better lawyer up, bro. There's a lot of questions, bro.
Thanks for that message.
Look at that possum. Yeah.
He's out of here. He'll never leave another message. He's like, you fucking narcs.
What are you asking me? Fuck you guys. Maybe look like a jerk.
I got to go to the bathroom. Where's my neighbor's dog? I got to kill that son of a bitch.
Yeah, just to feel something.
He's got a shy bladder unless there's death in the room.
He deserves it.
A little bit. That's it. A little bit. Yeah.
He deserves it. So a little bit about public toilets. Would you guys like to hear about that? I don't think we touched that enough.
I don't want
to. No, we haven't.
But
so
go ahead.
Please. Yep.
I don't really like to go for it.
I thought this is what I mean. Hey, this is how, guys.
Welcome to the shit show, everybody. Thanks,
do you know how
thanks a lot, man.
We have amazing shows coming up, amazing topics curated by all the people that you see before you. Daz said, talk about toilets, and we did it like this because we don't give a fuck. You understand?
We put all that time-sensitive, interesting shit to the side to talk about pooping.
This is the most. Oh, no. If tomorrow you want to talk about anything at all, it's going to happen just like that. That's how much we respect you.
Yeah.
We'll never cheat on you.
Well, no, seriously, if people have a subject, if you get it in to us by like the end of today, we'll put that as next week. As long as we got like a week to research it, right? As we collectively came up with the idea. If you get it in by Saturday night, the next week's show will be it.
If something's not already pre-booked, yes, that's right.
Yeah,
right,
if we don't
exactly.
If we don't have something coming up, yes, special, but yeah. So
which we do.
A couple of specials.
We usually pick next week's topic today after the show. So if you guys got any ideas, if you can get them into us and we can discuss it after the show, just try to get it in by Saturday night, and then the following week we could possibly do that show.
Right after this show, we're all calling each other, and we're also getting in touch with hot locals in our area, and we're having like a talk together. It's like a party chat. So cool. You guys should come.
And I'm going to continue the research for this show after this because I'm going to have to use the bathroom.
Yeah. How many times do you think you've shit in your life?
Well, it depends on how many days. Well, there's a time like before I was 2 that I don't remember. It was just all day, every day in your pants, constantly.
Oh, now you don't know math? Because before, remember when Will Chamberlain, we were trying to figure out if he fucked 20,000 chicks? You guys were motherfucking mathematicians at that point, so now you don't know.
All right,
do some math.
I'm thinking maybe a 1-year-old. There's 365 days in a year. I'm going to say 3 shits a day.
Okay.
How many shits a day did you say?
Probably 3 for a baby in 2 years' time. So that's 365.
That's 1,095, right? Plus.
Yeah, well, times 2 then. So it's like 2,180 something.
Keep going.
190, yeah. I'm not going to do some shit math now, but it's a lot of times, AC, maybe 50,000 times.
50,000?
You've shit 50,000 times.
I don't know how many times I've shit. I'm just throwing a number out there. That was 2,200 there as a baby in a couple of years.
Well, let's just say 1 a day for 40 years.
Okay.
That's 365 times 40. Anybody good at math? Figure that one out.
Yeah, I got it right here for you.
So how many days? How many days is that?
You didn't attend American universities.
That's 14,600.
So you probably shit 20,000 times.
Way off.
By the age of 40. Probably 20,000.
Hey, I've got irritable bowel syndrome. Maybe I'm not way off, all right?
Maybe I shit a lot during the day.
I'm lactose intolerant, okay?
There was that 2 years where he was heavily into meth, so that was like once every 2 weeks then, so you got to take it back down. So he's back down to like 14,000.
He doesn't eat for weeks. He just shits a tiny little gerbil pebble.
He was anorexic in high school trying to make weight for the wrestling team, so that was another couple of months where he had like 1, 2, 3, 4 out of like half a year. So
he'd sit there all day and just.
He's doing good. You measure it like miles on a car, you know. So, he's only got 14,000 shits and he's 40. That's pretty good. That's
how old are you?
5,000 a year.
15,000 shits.
Nice and tight.
15,000 shits old.
If you meet a girl online and you're like, how many shits have you taken in your life? She's like 35,000. You're like, either you're really old or you're really.
Or you're.
Because girls don't even fart. I mean, girls don't even fart.
You eat too much.
Perpetually fucking dyspeptic. Just constantly just in the bathroom. Holy shit.
I used to go in the bathroom after my daughter, and I'd look in there, just be a little one rose petal in the toilet. I'm like, you forgot to flush, honey.
Oh, George, yeah, that's what my mom told me.
And then sit on some sore thorns and be like, damn it, gotta get a bidet.
Was it the great Bill Cosby that said, like, when you're new parents, you come over with the diaper and you're like, did you do poo poo? Did you do poo poo? Look at the poo poo.
Year 2, you're just throwing it in the room. Go clean yourself up.
This is a giant person's shit. This is a male's shit.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Kids, man, they'll get it up in the back of their head. You're like, how is that even possible? I mean, I know your body's only that long, but damn.
All right, so what else we got here, boys?
Oh my
We had a
god!
message. Sorry, we had a couple of messages. Sorry, we got one from Juanito.
Did you say kill your neighbor's dog? No. I'm not gonna do it. That's too easy of a joke.
Follow up.
Yeah, but sometimes you have some fucking such scintillating topics like Takashi 6ix9ine. Like, anybody cares about that rainbow colored fucking freak?
How do we block this guy? He just keeps coming in with this.
What do you think about that, you little rainbow freak, huh?
Hey, we don't care if you didn't like the show. You listened to it, obviously.
You shared it.
Yeah.
You shared it, bro. It's on you.
That's
Which
one
reminds
thing
me.
I like that guy. He's a good guy. Even though his balls smell like adobo, he's still a good guy. That's secondhand info. I haven't. You know, he would sprinkle adobo. He worked in restaurants, sprinkled adobo on his balls to keep the sweat down. But man, he just had a bunch of fat chicks following him home. Shout out to all the big ones.
Man.
Love you. Love the big one.
Actually, I think you were going to go into the public toilet stuff. Hang on. He has got a rebuttal here that's just come through. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it was Bill Cosby that said that, but usually to an adult woman after he was done with her.
Look at all these pills, boo boo.
Oh man.
Right.
Yeah, we got to.
You know what?
I mean, ancient toilets are fun, but you know what's even more fun? These fancy Pokemon-style Japanese robot toilets, man. You guys
hell
come across
yeah!
those?
Oh my god,
They
those
got,
new
like-
ones are crazy, man.
They got,
Those are
you
fucking.
can play music if you got like you don't want people to hear your sounds. You got music for people that are shy. I just imagine a little Japanese
Bluetooth.
Damn, that must go pretty fucking loud then, right?
Yeah, shit.
Have you ever had wasabi over there? Holy hell, man!
Never there.
Just saying. Well, if you eat a blowfish wrong, you're gonna be shitting your life away.
I've done that before.
But they got.
You mean a fish?
Yeah. When you think hootie and the blowfish.
Right.
Yeah, no, don't eat that shit. That's terrible. Only kill you right away.
I mean, if you don't know how to fucking cut if you cut the little sack that has all the venom in it, you die. You're dead. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
The last thing you hear is "Good night."
Yeah, the last thing you hear is that fake music that you play to when you flush because you're like, this is gonna be bad.
Drag his fat American Yankee corpse out of here.
Was that Japanese or are we in like Bulgaria now? That was the worst. Was the worst Asian accent.
God damn
No
it.
Asian people were offended by that.
They weren't
at all.
offended at the joke. They were offended at the accent.
That's the thing. Fine.
You dishonor. Cut off your finger.
Oh,
Sell
people.
to Miyagi.
Japan.
That's actually really fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
That's actually really good. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I want to go into? Fuck
What's that?
the outdoor ones. I got a couple confessions. Some people actually like write confessions on the internet about their like
Toilet
experiences.
experiences?
Yeah, it says one
Go for
confession
it.
says this from May 5th of 2019. It's a good thing I mostly take dumps at work because my feces are so big and masculine. My garbage little apartment toilet can't handle it. I have to poop in pieces and flush it like 3 or 4 times if I go home to do it. I'm not even a big fucking fatty. I'm just a skinny little loser, and I'm shitting out these humongous little thing. When I'm in the middle of yelling, shitting, I yell, "I'm crowning." So there's a guy.
I'm crowning.
I'm crowning, Mom.
We're not going to say who wrote that on the internet. But
Oh, it's completely anonymous. Yeah.
It's
We want it now!
W
Yeah.
Million. Is the guy who wrote it.
Yeah. There's also people who have like fetishes with toilets. We can also explore that side where people
I'd
like.
rather not go there, man.
All right, that's the green light I needed. So there are people who lick toilets because they're horny, and part of their sexual fetish is they go up to urinals. Yeah, you didn't think I was going to find something sexual in toilets,
Yeah, I never even thought
Rocksteady?
about
This is
going
our
down that
15th
track.
episode, my friend.
This is why you're part of the team, man. It really is.
So people actually
yeah.
go lick a toilet. They lick a urinal. Like I'm assuming these are homosexual guys.
Wow.
No, could be a woman. What kind of a
Because
sexist pig are you?
A woman
Sort
would
of a
go into the
fucking
men's
pervert,
room.
are you?
She'd have to go into the men's room to lick the urinals. It's just
Hey.
a bunch of guys in there.
Hey,
Why
anyone
don't
can
you do
love.
is just come straight to the source, baby. Come this way.
Yeah, you don't have
You
to
don't.
lick the urinal.
You don't gatekeep toilet licking. Okay, you don't gatekeep that.
Yeah, no, they can have those people. Yeah, I don't really want to associate them with myself either.
Dude, what do you mean? It's the best.
You're a toilet licker. It's the best. All right, tell us. He's speaking.
Well, look how excited she is. Look how excited she is. She goes, when I'm really horny and the campus is less crowded, I go into the bathrooms and lick the toilets and urinals. One time there was a pube in the urinal and I sucked it on it for like the whole next class. I also like to lick the floor in the urinals. So there are, just know that when you're in school, if you're getting out there, getting an education, or if you're in a public, maybe like a public U.S. building or anything like that, just know statistically there might be somebody who likes to eat pieces of urine and lick up urinal and suck on cakes.
Yeah.
You think she goes and picks the gum out of the urinals and chews it?
Sucks on the cakes. She's like,
well, it reminds me of a story, a video I saw on Facebook one time. Right, it was some public place that where there's people outdoors and everywhere. It might have been like a race. I think it was a race course for a horse day somewhere, right? And there was a funny urinal. It was sort of out. It was almost star shaped where people could go up to this urinal for guys to take a slash, but you still couldn't see anything, right? But there was this video's playing and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on with this video? I couldn't understand. I had to watch it again. And there's one guy who's been really sneaky. As a guy would finish, he'd go up and he'd do something and come away. Third time watching, what he was doing was he was putting his cup down in the urinal. And as guys were pissing, they're filling up the cup. And as the guys were going, he was grabbing it. He was drinking.
No, come on.
From all the dudes that were
Come
going.
the fuck on.
He was just pissed. He was just drinking pint after pint. First of all, I was actually well impressed at how much he could drink and hold his piss. That guy could hold his piss. But it was fucking filth, man.
Oh.
Well,
and when you said the whole licking toilet seats, that all come flooding back to me.
He probably ran out of money for booze, and he was just getting the leftovers.
Oh,
so wait, you're saying that
the warmth?
You guys have never seen a porn where the girl is licking a toilet? Is that right?
No, I have not. No,
I've actually never seen pornography where it took place in the bathroom.
AC, he researched this for 3 days. He was just whacking off, just like, oh, this is hard to get through, guys. But I'm happy.
I thought that was half of it. Half of it was like, how do you? Okay, this is the topic. How do you fuck the topic? And I was.
That's all AFC's research.
Damn. No, but it's yeah.
AC's apartment it says Rule 34 on the door.
Where guys, I mean, over in the US, I'm sure it's the same. It must be the same as over here. When we go to public toilets at a race day or a day event where there's music event or whatever,
a kangaroo hunt,
and you go into the male's
Bobbins
toilets,
Day.
it is a fucking disgustingly like a cesspool of piss everywhere. The toilet seats are disgusting, but you go into the women's and it's just perfect. It's not a problem. So.
Okay. No, that's because the women make a mess in there and then they complain right away. So somebody comes to clean it up. The guys are like, oh, shit, I'll just wipe my feet off when I get out.
In the second stall.
You have to have a wide stance just so you don't step in that puddle of pee that's right there in the front.
Not for me, because I don't care. I don't care. But I want to let you know that second stall is disgusting. Not me. I don't care. Like I said, I'm a big girl. But the next person might, fucking passive-aggressive bullshit. Just clean the stall, dude. Somebody made an X on the shit.
You go. If it's a concert hall or something like that, and like like real bands, not like a concert hall, like a symphony or something, like rock bands and stuff play there. The women's room is disgusting. It smells like rusty nickels and popcorn. You're like, what the hell happened in here?
It can't be as bad as the guys though. Or are they standing up and?
Well, the guys don't.
A woman.
The guys don't
piss
leave
further
their
backwards
tampons
than a
on
guy
the
can
floor.
forwards. Truth.
I know. I had that incident when I was showering my old lady in the yard.
Showering my old lady.
When I was
showering.
The reason why the men's room is not so bad because men they're not going to shit in there, but the women they try to flush their tampons and it backs up and then it gets all over the place. And
that's the difference.
Ladies, if you're going to try to flush your tampons and clog the toilet because it's going to happen, don't shit in it first. See.
That's a good point.
Yeah. In the plumbing industry, they call those white mice because they block your drain, and you're going to be calling plumbers out all the time.
Well, because of the tail.
Yeah, because they got.
Oh my god!
I swear that's what they call them.
Wouldn't they be pink?
No, the shit water washes them clean.
Shit.
Yeah, Just because that box says flushable, your local plumber, he bought his kid a Mercedes because you read the box and don't believe that bullshit.
I think, everybody, thank you so much. I think that
Which box are we talking about?
I think I have something that might make everybody like really squeamish and kind of.
Oh, because we haven't yet. So I'm looking forward to this one. Yet.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not holding back vomit after that other story.
We'll chew this one back. Almost smell this. Ready? I want you to texturalize this. I live in the country, and I would eat a lot of raw vegetables when I was very young, between 6 and 12. I started losing weight. I started losing weight for some reason, and my parents just thought it was because of a growth spurt or something, maybe I'm sick or whatever. But then for 2 weeks, I felt really bad, and I went to the doctor. He gave me anti-parasite meds and sent me home. Why am I saying this? Because the doctor failed to mention that he would be passing a humongous tapeworm later that week. And this kid freaked out when mid-poop, you could see a dark black snake-looking thing coming out of my butt. And I finished crapping this thing out, but it wouldn't come out. It tried to recede back in, so he had to actually grab it and pull it out of him. So that was probably one of the most disgusting things I could. And that's something for this show.
That's fucking hero status, man. You pull something.
You're wrestling with with something inside of you to get out.
I want that. If he's up to his nuts and guts there, he's just pulling that shit out because it's not right. And good on him.
I want that on
I'll give
a
him a pat on the back.
Raw vegetables are now giving me pause, guys. I'm just going to tell you that.
Well,
I didn't know that
first, man. You got to clean them.
What, you get that from eating raw vegetables?
No, you don't get parasites from eating raw vegetables. You get eating dirty raw vegetables because they use fertilizer. You got to clean them.
Right.
Always wash your vegetables, people.
They could have eggs
and your fruits.
I could have monster eggs attached to them, like your squash, your zucchini. You look inside of your radishes, make sure that you're not
and
taking
if you see
a
any
big
tapeworms, don't eat them because they're not coming out.
that cute little apple, the worm that comes out of the cute little apple. It's like, hi.
Ah, man. Imagine that guy's ass if he bent over and looked like the coral reef with a fucking eel coming out.
He looks right through his legs.
Tail? No.
Comes right out of his ass like fucking venom.
Was it breech or was it head first?
I think it came out of his ass and just like reared his fucking head at it. How can it get so big?
Well, I think that's probably a little bit. He's putting 100 on 10 on that one. I don't think that's so.
Oh, you don't think that the thing had
12-year-old's lying?
Come on, man, exaggerating? Who would?
Well, I mean, how would you mildly tell that story? Like, oh, I shit, and there was one time worms still stuck, and I had to pull them out. Didn't you ever have a dog that had worms in his shit, man?
No, man, I took care of my dogs, man.
I've never seen it in my life. People
like
talk
spaghetti
about
bolognese, man. Oh, it's horrible.
They talk about seeing worms in their shit. I've never seen it. I've looked at other little kids' ones, but there's once there was an ex of mine who had a kid, and she was complaining of itchy bottom, itchy bum.
Itchy bottom is the telltale,
yeah. And then when I was reading on the internet, on my phone, when they're sleeping, you're supposed to shine a light. You can see it. So she did that. The little girl was like 6 or 7 years old. My God, threadworm, they were just fucking having a party. They were everywhere. Wow. I was like, holy shit. So when it's dark, they're just creeping around like, that funny worm looking thing like that. They were just everywhere, man. Yeah, like that.
Right, worm.
They were doing the worms were doing the caterpillar.
Yeah, worm, stay away from people's asses at night, will you?
Yeah, bro. Stop infecting asses with your spawn.
Dude, it was just that's what I saw, but I've never seen it like the worms swimming in people's shit.
Yeah, it actually like comes out of your ass and it comes up and it's like, hello.
I'm not doubting this story.
You never had a dog that had little flatworms in his belly and you take a shit and you get
little
tiny white, it looks like white sushi rice coming out.
Dude,
wiggling at you.
Wow. I've rifled through a lot of shit. A lot.
Yeah, Johnny Depp knew it wasn't his dogs in the bed. That's because his dog had one.
I've seen that dog.
Nope, this is human shit.
Well, speaking of that particular thing, is back in the times with the castles in the Dark Ages, royalty would have their gut health monitored by someone who would monitor their shit through and go through and sift through their shit to check that it was okay. They'd actually check the health of their shit. Maybe looking for worms. I don't know what it was, but they'd just be like,
or maybe the guy was just a sick pervert.
yes, my lord, it's fine to go.
Also valid.
They used to do that to the emperor in China too. You ever see that movie where the guy's looking through the kid's shit?
Of course, you got an emperor. Last emperor.
Last emperor. Yeah.
Empire of the Sun. No.
Oh, this shit will look real good.
Okay.
Smell real bad, but look.
It's fine. Let me taste one more time. It's pretty good. You make pretty good shit, King.
It smell real bad. That means you're healthy.
Very healthy.
I have never in my life tasted such nice shit.
Hey, okay.
He's like, has a bunch of shit. He's like,
Oh man.
Audience members, give it a clap just so we know you're here. The sentiment gets high when we see you engage. We love seeing it.
last week was a big share.
Spewy faces.
Last week was a big share show, and we shot right up, man. If you guys could please share it, if you haven't, that would be amazing. I hope we're not too bossy there, but that would be
just do it. God damn it! Or get the fuck out of the show. There's no point in being here if you're not sharing this shit. Come on. Now we're gonna play another message here from Juanito. Here we go.
Let's do it.
There's that one guy who knows this weird, disgusting fact that nobody cares to hear. Hey, did you guys know that there's people who shit in buckets and find a way to get high off of it?
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yes, if you want to go back to episode, was it 6?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 6 with
Strange Addictions.
Strange Addictions.
Yes.
There is some sick bitch, which is the hashtag this bitch came from. She ate her own shit, and she did used to get high. Yeah.
And it's big in prison, too, if you do that and you huff it with kind of like if you're hyperventilating with shit. You get high like you would off, like duster, that fucking pressurized duster and shit. But like that's some shit. You get...
Yeah, that's
you imagine huffing. Imagine huffing feces to get high. What kind of a rock bottom?
There's an underground magazine, like you know how High Times is for weed. It's the
Low Times.
It's the Huffington Compost. It's all about it.
The guys you walk past is just like
there's a bunch of people like.
It's just a bunch of people with shit in their face.
Yeah. This week, some hard-hitting journalism. Sir, how do you feel? I feel pretty good.
he's putting stuff over his just to get the most out of it. Uncle Eddie says, "Don't get high on your own supply."
Hey,
that's true.
You want some of this?
Dutch Oven Monthly is another magazine. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one here about Sir John Harrington.
Who's that?
Okay,
John Harrington.
So in
go ahead.
1596, Sir John Harrington designed the first modern flush toilet for Queen Elizabeth.
Yes, he did.
But it always, sorry,
I was agreeing.
But it still used to stink really, really bad because they never had the S bend in it, so it still used to stink like a dirty TT hairy back scaly bitch.
Got it.
But in 1775, a Scotsman called Alexander Cumming, added an S bend or some will call it an S trap in the pipe, which used to hold the water and stop the smell coming out.
Yeah. Shit trap.
The S trap was then incorporated into the U bend toilet system by a man called Thomas Crapper, which is something I think Elvis came across.
Yep,
yes, Thomas Crapper is the name. Although the term crap predates Thomas by several centuries, so
hundreds of years.
Yeah, so you can't make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make
maybe his name, maybe his family name was his family's reputation was shitty, so they just called him Crappers.
Mm-hmm. Hi, I come from a family called Poopenstein. Can I change my name to Crapper?
Well, he was actually
that was his destiny, right? You come from the Crapper family.
He was a plumbing fixture salesman. And somewhat of an inventor, but he
actually
invented the toilet.
He didn't invent it. He marketed the fuck out of it. That's why they call it the crapper, because he was that good at it. Yeah,
he sold the shit out of them. Toilets.
He sold a shit ton.
Yeah,
well, he didn't literally sell the shit out of them, but he sold a lot of them.
I'm gonna sell a shit ton of them things.
He sold
Imagine
into them.
your entire life. You're born and you're ridiculed and your name is Crapper. And it's like, hey, Crapper, like it can't get any worse for you. And then you grow up, you go to school, and you become a toilet salesman.
It could get
All-
worse. Your name could
Not
be
just
fuckface.
any old toilet salesman. The best toilet salesman of all of time.
Yeah,
the
and
most
you die.
famous.
Yeah, where people today are talking about it, which
He's
is
like the
incredible
Elon
to me.
Musk of toilets.
Oh yeah, you're right. My God, the innovative spirit, innovative. What's an innovative spirit you have?
Well, see, the thing was they didn't have running water with those toilets, so they had to have the gravity bowl at the top, and they'd pull the chain that would let the water out from up
Exactly.
top down to the bottom. Because
Correct.
the way a trap works is at the top, the air and the gas can't get past the water that's below it, so you got an S trap. It's at the bottom and the top. So the front half of it is full of water, and the back half gets full of that gas. So you always have to have it full of water, unless or the stink's going to come up.
And
that's right. They used to call them gongs, right? They
They used to have to refill them all the time. Yeah, that's why they put it up because it was a gravity system. Now they get the with the filling, it actually does the whole thing together.
And a lot of them would say like, "Please pull once and let go." And pull, you let go, which is cool. I think we should have that now. It's better than the fucking shit behind. And I'm always kicking that thing. Like I'm never touching it with my hands. I'm always kicking it and like doing it.
You use like a knuckle on the hand that you don't use, and the knuckle you don't use the most, and you press it with that.
Just you got a lot of push button toilets in Australia. You always got the two dual flush on top, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because
half flush and full flush. Do you not have that there?
We still have these things, dude. We're still on rotary phones.
Oh, that's
they're
like
very, very, very rare. Most of the time, it's a handle, but then you got to touch it.
He sent me some pictures there to you as well. I see of like toilet seats that had like a middle part missing. It looks like 70s like fucking sideburn toilet seats or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
like I want to take a piss. It's like, hey man.
That's the public toilets. So you
come here too.
Don't hit the front. It's for sanitary.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, because we just talked about how messy guys can be.
Yeah, because sometimes your tip hits the front. And you're like, damn it.
Or you turn over. You're like,
I didn't think there was those last couple of dribbles left, and there was.
You're like,
then there's a clearing.
Yeah.
You just get it on your shoes instead. Is that what the idea is? Or
well, I mean, it's not like a pee channel. You're supposed to. It's just so nothing touches the twigs and berries when you sit down.
Well, here's something I figured out pretty quick when I was a young man out in public toilets during those big day raves. Don't use the urinals when you're wearing flip flops. Go back to the go back to the lavatories.
Not for your own splashing, for the neighbor's splashing.
Yeah, if your neighbor's splashing.
The guy next to
that's true.
You guys probably have more private toilets in Australia than we do in America. We got these half ones. You got some places where your head sticks out, like the.
Oh no way! Really?
The doors aren't that big.
You're just giving eye contact to the guy next to you, just looking at him while you're taking a shit.
Like, wow, that sounded like a good meal. What'd you eat there, buddy? Yeah.
I've been to jail. In jail.
You've been in
jail. I've been in jail.
A school trip. He was.
So what? I was scared straight. I was on a bad path, guys. They took me to
forced gay. Been standing straight.
What you gonna do? You ain't gonna come here, are you, man? You little fucker.
Well, in jail they don't have dividers in jail. It's just a toilet.
You just shit in front of a grown ass man right there. This light right here is a dude, and he did bad shit, and he's shitting because he has to because he's a human. And then you're looking right at him, and you're like,
not supposed to look at him. You're supposed to roll over in your bunk, give him some.
Well, why don't you sit there with your arms folded and just stare at him like that?
Well, it's also the sink and the water fountain are on the back of the toilet. They're right
you
behind
guys are.
you.
Just,
yeah, what the fuck you looking at? You ever seen?
You have an enormous penis, sir.
See,
in all the respect in the world.
You ain't never seen a grown man with flip flops and onesie pajamas taking a shit before?
This is the one thing I'm proud to say. I've never taken a dump in front of another human being in my life.
What?
That'll change when
Never,
I come
bro.
Ever. I don't think I'd be able to go. You know, I went to hospital last year for the heart attack. They didn't want me to leave the bed because of my heart rate was so high with the blood pressure and stuff. And a day in, I'm like, I got to go to the toilet, and they're like, well, here's a pot. I'm like, I am not fucking going in a pot.
That's funny.
And so I demanded to go to the toilet, so they had to hook me up to this other machine. But my buddy Tankalicious, the guy that just went through hospital and got flown from, he went through this, he almost died of
Hope you're doing good, Tank.
Infection. It's a crazy story, right? Which I'm going to have him on a podcast to talk about it.
Please do.
He was banked up for almost a month without going to take a crap, right?
What?
So he said that first log that he knocked out, he said it was about 3 inches wide. and nearly 8 inches long. And he said that he had to do it into a pan for the nurse. Now these poor nurses, the system that they
must have had help.
system that they do, and they look after us. God bless them, right? Took it to the toilet. She's dumped it in there, and it wouldn't even flush. That's how much of a log.
That's when you break the system, dude. Yeah, my brother and I used to send each other pictures of our shits. Whenever he drew like if he did a nice like a painting, like an S, like an unbreakable S, or like if we almost did like a dollar sign, we try to do dollar signs and send it to each other.
How long ago is this? Because with technology these days, you can put those little eyeballs on them too, and it would make it so much more comical.
Oh, this was last month. Yeah, we've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a Loch Ness where it goes down in the thing?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It comes out of the water. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm in double hump out of the water, like a Loch Ness.
Yeah, we call that a submarine.
Submarine, because that's only when you.
It's only when it's up periscope. Right?
That's only when you put semen on it. That's terrible.
In it, semen in it, guys. You're not going to put semen on a submarine; they'll drown.
Well, if you have it in it, that means somebody was just in you.
I just want to. It's somebody's job to put a lot of semen inside a submarine and submerge it.
Or you ate it.
We're talking about sailors, right?
Talking about sailors, yeah. Gay sailors.
Yeah. Hey, if the shoe fits, dude. Whatever you want to do.
Don't tell.
I talk in pluralities.
Fuck him in the ass. Yeah, that's right.
If the shoe fits and you're on the Lido deck, fuck him.
Is that the poop deck?
That's the poop deck.
Starboard side on my poop deck. We're gonna have fun.
All powered starboard side to the stern.
We just back to the whole makeshift thing.
Yeah.
Bad man portholes.
Is this the poop deck?
It is now because there's no toilet on this boat.
I took a cruise once, and I went to the poop deck. We had to go there to do the safety training for the vest, and everybody we're just doing it. I just couldn't. Because I'm 5 years old. Everywhere I go, I'm like, poop deck. We're on the poop deck.
Were you disappointed? You're like, this isn't made of poop.
Where's the public latrine? I thought where I was going to take a shit with a bunch of fucking seafarers. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes.
Oh, man. What the hell are we doing on this show?
We're talking about toilets, man.
Thanks
toilets, man.
Just for future guys, not so much us, but the listeners, if we can avoid coming up with a shit subject, because we just keep to circle this thing every fucking week about shit somehow.
Circle the drain.
I guarantee any subject you give us, there'll be some shit involved.
Oh, yeah.
It's just part of life, man. You can't get away from it. You know?
I've literally acquired this thing because of this. I have something that might be of interest to you all.
Ooh. Break it down.
Private Time in Prime Time. A 1957 episode. I know you remember this. Especially Elvis.
Probably.
Episode of Leave It to Beaver in 1957 featured the first on-screen television appearance of a toilet. To give you a sense of how controversial it was, showrunners only ended up showing the tank, not the complete toilet. The episode's plot featured the boys' attempts to hide the pet alligator in the soon-to-be iconic throne. So, they're trying to...
I do remember that, yeah.
You do remember that?
Quite frankly.
I remember that. Yeah, they had an alligator.
Damn.
And they were going to put it in
It's like the first time they said that, right? It was a big fucking deal.
Yeah, don't show the whole thing. Oh, yeah, I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn. Yeah, it was like a big... for us these days...
Right.
People are doing top decks and back then they wouldn't show the actual bowl.
And now we see a whole fucking ding dong swinging fucking freely. Michael Fassbender, everybody's ass is in my face all the time.
Yeah,
get it together, Hollywood.
Harlem Shake spraying shit off the fucking. Have you seen that one?
They're passing off hardcore gay
catch that time. It was
Hollywood movies now.
Okay, Elvis, I'm so sorry. Did you say Harlem Shake? What?
I said that.
Rocksteady said that.
I don't know what. Did you catch the phase that was the Harlem Shake going around?
Yes, I do remember that
Harlem Shake.
Yeah,
and there was a dude. His buddy was lying on the floor in a bathroom. Yeah, and his other buddy was standing on the toilet, not sitting on the toilet, standing on the toilet backwards, and
taking a shit in the tank.
Out a turd, and his buddy's gone and thrown up, and that was part of the Harlem Shake. That was obviously it got spread around the world. They got their 3 seconds of fame, but. I hope he died of septicemia.
And never any dates ever again. Look, it's not that important to be on camera.
He shat on his buddy.
Don't let your friends shit on you just for the sake of making a viral TikTok video. Because guess what? Next week, nobody's watching your shit anymore. Come on.
Whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck. Hashtag shit on yourself. Hashtag Shotgun Candy Podcast. Hashtag fucking do it for the gram. Hashtag shitty bang bang. Do
We're
it.
gonna do
Get it.
Hashtag shit gun candy. Show us your
The new trend is shitting yourself.
fecal videos, man.
Doing blackface, but it was with poop.
We want you to get viral from your fecal matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that didn't come out right. Just like a
We want you to get a viral.
Taco Bell.
Want you to get
Are we taking some things off Daz's list here from the information?
Oh yeah, totally went to that. Yeah.
Because I.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
We just
Did you know? How about this? Are you familiar with Queen Elizabeth I? Total
Queen
bitch.
Elizabeth.
I am, but not this story.
Oh, what a whore. Anyway, we've talked about her before, but she's a total
This
bitch. Another stupid shit this bitch did. This bitch. So she never ended up owning a toilet. Could you imagine that? As powerful, as far-reaching as her power went, and all that, she never had that because it was simply too noisy for her early modern ears. Oh,
Plus, all she had to do was shit all over the peasants and stuff.
right. Yeah, just grab it, just like a big old I'll shit myself.
I shit all over the commoners.
All over like a peasant's face. Like, take care of this. At once, ma'am. Your Grace.
Well, that's what. That's what.
So that was it. She never had a toilet.
From the White House.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Shit
short.
on him
Yeah,
after
she never had a toilet, and she fucking but the thing is, like, she never owned one, and because the point is, it was too noisy for her. Like, she's never been to a creek or a body of water that ran.
Like the flush
So she never had a toilet. What did she do?
Chamber pots. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Castle living. She was early in the Queens, right? Like it was like the Industrial Revolution of shitting still. So she wasn't on board with it. She's like, it's so noisy, the water.
I don't like my bum to be cleaned.
I'd rather have blue waffles.
Kick it out with my
Covered in
foot.
shit,
Yes.
please. Thank you.
I like my vagina caked in feces, please. Thank you.
Only the people who walk behind me smell it.
Peasant, come and clean
everybody.
that shit up. What shit, my lady? That one.
My lady, I see nothing but golden smears throughout the castle.
Are you free for the next 20 minutes?
Clap your hands for me there. There's another thing. Filthy fucking bitch. God damn, some of these people in
Are you free for 20 minutes? Cup your hands for me, dear.
Please hand me one of my
This, my lady. Exactly like that.
At once, Your Grace.
All right, so we've got another one. Is by the late Middle Ages, most families had a wooden box. I don't know if you saw the picture of what they were like. So they're a wooden box toilet.
Yeah.
And they had the top part with I'm pretty sure from what it looked like, it was like a velvet sort of soft top, so they could sit their ass on make. Velvet? And they used to have like a lid that would go over the hole, right? But I just couldn't get past the soft. Like, it's not like vinyl; it was soft. Right. What happens if you just get a little bit of shit and it's just sitting there and you're like, should be right. You can't just take it off and wash it, right? They didn't do that.
That's why at Bed Bath & Beyond they don't have velvet fucking toilet seats, right? Exactly, because holy shit, literally a harbinger of bacteria.
It's not a good idea. Yeah.
Then that fucking fetish bitch walks in, starts licking it.
So I was like, get out of here, bitch! This is my house. But don't you have a little bit?
Face on.
It's how I get off. Don't judge me.
I have seen some cloth toilet seats though. I've seen them all kinds of.
You've
shit.
Seen some?
Really?
Yeah, they're covered in like a. Well, you remember those? You remember them ones that had the old ladies would put the covers on them? They'd have like the rub looking thing.
Oh yeah, seat warmers, so they didn't get cold bottoms.
And they used to have one. They used to have one that would go around. I saw one with like flowers on it, like applique flowers. Like, really, you want to? Don't smell those flowers, man. Tell you.
And then you got that filthy fetish bitch just draping herself in all the materials of it because she loves it. Like,
she's going to yard sales buying used toilet mats and stuff.
Yeah,
don't wash it.
I'll pay for that. Or if it's unwashed. Oh no, I can't say that story here. Damn. No,
what do you mean? Oh, it's Fireside.
No. There's actually a story I cannot tell because I potentially probably get sued. I will say this. I'll tell you guys offline. I think I've told Elvis before. Elton John's accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I won't say that now because
we're going to tell everybody don't Google that or look it up on
Elvis's accountant.
Do not.
Do
Elton
not
John's
look
accountant. Do not look that up.
Don't look into that.
Do not
exactly what we're talking about because it's hilarious.
Do not Google Elvis's accountant.
Elvis or
Not mine,
Elton John.
asshole. Elton John.
Elton John's.
I'm broke.
Elvis.
And I don't know which accountant this is. I do not know if it's true.
Yeah.
But I know some people are degenerates out there.
Allegedly, there's a story about that.
No, we can't say it.
No,
we can't say
I'm
it.
not saying
Just change the names and likenesses. So
Oh yeah, it's a bit late for that now. No,
Yeah,
no,
we'll
no.
call him
I'll tell you offline.
Milton.
It's a fucking terrible story, dude.
Milton
Okay.
John and his accountant.
Milton Swan.
Yeah, Milton Swan and his bookie.
Sundays, I just everything's a little bit off. Like Sundays, all right with me.
Now, if somebody does look that up and they chime in and tell us a message about it, I mean, we can't
That's a different
verify
story.
that
You wanna
it's a
Google that
correct
shit and it
story,
comes up.
but,
That's up to you. I do want to say this. Another statistic I saw is that by the 19th century, full cities were all hooked up to these different systems, the pipelines.
Yep.
underground
But-
plumbing system. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still currently 2.2 billion people still don't have sanitary water or pipes hooked up to their toilet systems. And there's 2 billion people in the world. So most of the world, I'm talking now combined, that's 4.2 in total, but there's 2 billion people still don't have their own toilets. There'll be one, like in these poor countries, there'll be one shitty tin fucking crap hole in the ground toilet that everyone uses.
Wow.
And
Sounds like
so-
Flint, Michigan. Can't drink the water there
But-
still.
that's
Get
just
on
that's
that,
sad, man. When I saw that part, I was just like, God damn, there's like most of the world, more than half
yeah.
of the world, still are just nowhere near what we've
What
got. We just take for granted every day.
See, 80% of the people in Japan have those robot toilets where it's got a bidet thing and it plays music. It's got flashy lights and stuff. The seat goes up and down by itself. With electronic-
Master, I will now reach up into your anus to grab your poop.
Well, I mean, 80% of their bathrooms have electronic toilets where it's so sanitary. So all the clean
Arigato
asses. Yeah.
This comes to get you, sit. Arigato gozaimasu. Please sit shit in my mouth.
Well, that's Germany.
God damn it. That's not Germany. Okay, now
No,
Now
the
you're making
accent
me-
was-
Shit,
the accent was
with
closer.
the water
This-
we hit.
The act of it is that's a more German thing. They like that shit stuff.
the Shiza. I heard they call it Shiza there.
Yeah, some guy named Hans with leather pants on getting a puppy to shit.
Oh, do you have any of the extra feces with the extra bacteria? What about plumbers, guys? What about plumbers before we wind down? Plumbers are a big part of this, right? We've obviously talked about the
ones
sewage
that make it go
system,
down.
the need for it to for it to flow, for everyone to be more sanitary, but also the real heroes of the pipe, the guys who really lay the pipe. You know what I'm talking about, plumbers, and some of the crazy shit that they found. For example, I bet you can guess some. Any guesses on what these guys mostly find in pipes?
You mean like
and,
sewer workers or like
actual plumbers, like plumbers that can go down and kind of things that people have tried to flush
I really
in their
wouldn't
house.
mind having a guess here.
all
What would they
kinds of
find?
shit.
I'm going to say a lot of condoms. I'm going to say potential fetuses,
Bricks of cocaine.
and I want to say baby wipes.
Human remains.
Bricks of okay, this is dark now. Fetuses is not on the list, but we all know that's for real, right? People
Yeah, I
are
know a
doing
story
like
about that.
know they're fucking pregnant. That's got to be, I mean, ridiculous. But
I'm
cell
thinking blood plugs
phones,
and pregnancy tests.
Not looking your way, China.
looking your way, Kyocera. Expensive jewelry, right? So like a broken
Really?
clasp of a necklace, yeah, for sure, because you can break, and then people don't even want to go. They're squeamish. They don't want to go in after
They
it.
can't
You-
get it back. Yeah, they're like, oh, it's gone.
it's
That's
like-
gone. That.
It's
Right,
like it's your
right.
shit, man. Just grab it. You can wash your
Right.
hands again. Put a glove
So,
on.
but-
What the hell's wrong with you?
Some really lucky guys, I'm sure some plumbers have opened up some pipes and won the lottery of sorts. So you got that. You got cell phones, right? People just like won't go in after their cell phones.
Yeah.
That's kind of where you put your mouth. It's pretty
Well, if you-
disgusting.
If you do drop something in the toilet, don't flush yet. It's not going
Right.
to go down by itself. It only
Then photographs, that's an on-purpose flush, right? So bad breakups, forgotten friends,
yeah.
family members that may have passed, maybe like a dog or a pet that you might have had, and you're just like, you know what? Larry the pigeon,
No,
or whatever
no seance thing. No, like
Right.
Ouija board shit.
on it
first.
Stick a pin through that bitch's eyes.
Drugs is a big one after photographs and wigs for some reason. So why would somebody flush a wig down the toilet?
You talking like
we'll never know.
Merkins, like Japanese
Good one.
pubic wigs?
It's a beautiful thing. I love that you know that. Merkins are pubic toupees.
That's exactly what you are.
That's a strange one. It mustn't be intentional. It must be accidental, like a phone's accidental, jewelry's accidental, drugs may not be accidental. You know,
drugs is on purpose, but how do you accidentally drop a wig and like it's the size of your head?
Maybe you've looked down to have a look at your nut and rate it, like AC does with his brother, and then off it comes.
Yeah, and then you're like, it slips right out of your hand. So I have
so you walk in with a head of hair and you walk out bald, and your buddy's like, "Did you just?"
There was no toilet paper in there. Sorry, I had to use
me bloody wigs in the toilet.
I came out with no sleeves, no socks, and no wig.
Come out with
it was a fucking
no wig and no sock. Yeah.
So there's a quick one. There's a quick one about that, just in the same vein, right? So there was a guy who was at a festival. He was at a music festival, and he goes to use the porta potty. This is in Europe, so he called it something else, the portaloo, or whatever, fucking Mary Poppins shit they call it. And he does just that. He drops his phone inside the muck, and this is like day 3 of the festival. Shit's fucking big time, right? It's like it's almost at the top. So he drops it, and then he goes in after it. And he gets stuck. He slides down. He's not able to grasp back to come down. He's stuck head deep in, like maybe down to like his butt, with his leg sticking out. It was narrow enough where he couldn't, come back. So they had to like break it open. This was a long time for him to get out of that. And he said he felt animals in there, things that were alive inside of that. Like, imagine tipping over a porta potty.
I like that scene in Star Wars with we're in a trash compactor. Something just brushed past my leg.
What kind of tapeworms and shit are living in that bitch?
Maybe it wasn't an animal. Maybe it was another guy that dropped his phone.
Right. Well, this is where we live now, boss. It ain't so bad.
How many guys down here drop their phones? Oh, shit.
Hey, man, it ain't so bad down here.
Yeah.
Just back up your devices, everybody, and put them on a disc at home. And if you ever do, just let it go. Just
don't worry. And the worst part, I'm sorry, he never got the phone. All that, and he never.
Oh, all that for nothing?
Yeah. Moral of the story.
Turns out he left it in the car.
A little bit wiser.
I didn't have it anyway.
Turns out
Shawshank Redemption, where Andy Dufresne, he smashes the pipe and he crawls through like a mile of shit, right, to get out or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Now, if you really did that in real life, you wouldn't survive. Surely you've been in the shit long enough to catch something that you fucking like.
No. You just got to tape up your pee hole. That way them worms don't get up in there.
Tape up your pee hole and don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
He was swimming in shit.
I know somebody was doing a street dig up.
Just doing a big old fucking...
Well, the main drain in the sewer is in the middle of the street, right? So you get the backhoe to come and dig it all up. And if they get that last one and the pipe is busted, it's going to fill that... It's like a big snake of shit, and all that stuff comes back because when it gets blocked, the pipe is full, and it's an 8-inch pipe. It fills that thing. And
say it again, Daddy.
This guy I know,
8-inch pipe.
He got caught right up to his armpits. It filled the thing, and he's like, "Oh man!" He had sat on the edge of the hole. He was dumping the shit out of his boots, and then he went and made his lunch.
Well, oh my God.
Took a shower, got some new clothes, came back from his job. You're not going to die from shit. I mean, imagine.
No. Well, he'll die later from the parasite.
That bitch didn't the other day, did she? I mean, the other week we were talking about that one that was eating her shit. She didn't die, or her mother died, but we don't know what from. But here's a story that reminds me of, man. Like, so when we were living in Thailand, we had, and one of my buddies might be listening on Facebook here. He was there at the time. We were digging our own little septic tanks in. Not us. We got the Burmese guy to do it, right?
Yeah, immigrants.
They used to have concrete rings. Hey, well, I wasn't going to fucking do it, right? So anyway, so they had the concrete rings, and they dig them out. But the toilet system that was coming out, he had to cut the pipe that was coming out, and there was shit and water just dripping from that pipe, right?
Nice.
But this poor guy who was from Burma, he worked for another building company, and the boss that was Thai was ripping them all off, right? He wasn't paying them. They were like 6 weeks behind in pay. He had to send money back home and shit. We felt sorry for him, so we gave him that good job to do, right? Because I wasn't going to do it. But we paid him like extra and stuff. Like, so he'd come after work. It was in the dark that night. He was saying how he hadn't eaten because he was so hungry because he was so poor. Him and his wife was there, right? And so I said to my wife, go and get some food for him. Feed this kid, you know? So she's gone to get the food, comes back, but she didn't see that he'd cut the pipe, and he's wiping and flicking and wiping and flicking. She opens the door at the back and she goes, here. He's like, oh, like, thank you. He grabs the food and he starts eating. He didn't wash his hands or anything.
You're done, son.
Dude, you're going to die, man. You're going to die. And I was sorry for a while after, but I ended up losing contact with this kid. But he didn't speak a word of Thai or English.
That kid lost contact with that kid.
Wasn't that guy that grew the ball?
Contact with his
with himself.
Slipped into a coma and died. Yeah, and I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, he was literally fucking. And I hope my buddy Paul that's listening is around. He can leave a message on my Instagram, or he doesn't have Instagram, but he can verify that story. It was fucking filth, man.
Oh my god!
You'd be surprised, man.
Saw his name was.
You know, those are the 3 rules of plumbing. Man. Shit goes downhill. Payday's Friday, and don't bite your fingernails. That's all you need to know. Now you're a plumber.
Yeah, and now we know where all these sayings come from, right? Like all these sayings, like shit goes downhill, the short end of the stick. You know,
wrong end of the stick. You don't want that.
Wrong end of the stick. I'm sorry.
We never went into the wrong end of the stick too much. You said it. And
we did when you were gone. They had a.
Okay. There you go.
They used to have a stick with like a wet sponge on it that they would share.
Yeah.
They'd share in the bathroom and scrub, and then you got to go. I mean, geez.
You dig all the ass and shit out of your in the corn and
were people so
fucking
poor that they couldn't have their own sponge? Like I'd be bringing my own sponge every day. I'd be like,
I'd be bringing my own sponge too.
La la la, king of the castle, so rich.
Hey,
you have your own sponge.
Bring my own stick.
Are you finished with that? Do you mind if I? Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. There you go, bud. There you go, love.
Cheers, mate. Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Yo, fucking scrub your ass with that, Rock. Take it and shove it up your ass.
You know, I've hurt my shoulder, AC. Do you mind?
Oh, no problem. No problem. Just fucking, it's all in a day's work. And everybody's like,
line up, guys. We'll get you all in one shot. It'll be easier. We'll just go right down the line, scrubbing each.
Hi ho, it's off to work we go. And everybody's fucking doing the homoerotic Roman times fucking latrine shuffle. Fucking disgusting. And everybody's shaking hands like, hey, brother, do we have an alcohol? And everybody's like, fuck yes. Smearing all the shit like that. Like, yeah, good to see you, baby. What a war we won, huh? What a battle. Look at this. And everybody's fucking just taking tapeworm eggs back to their kids. Like, oh, I love you too. Mwah. Tapeworm eggs.
What about the people that are serial masturbators in bathrooms and toilets when it was the public system? Are they just knocking fucking pools out of
They used to just pull the arm out of the sleeve and then hide the one under the robe and just go for it.
What if it was summer?
They wore like 9 layers of clothes in the summer and like 12 in the winter. They're fine.
They'd lift up the tunic and like do like they were doing like a fire. They were like,
yeah, I'm rubbing my sticks together.
Rubbing me tweaking berries together.
We have some input from the listeners. We have Kelly that's reacted to.
Oh, and put it in us.
Like Kelly's one of your friends at AC or?
Oh, she's our friend by now.
Friend by now. I see her in the shows, but I didn't know if she was from Fireside or a friend of yours.
Yeah,
very attractive.
Oh no, she is. She is,
by the way. Yes.
Oh, she's very attractive. She's more attractive in person.
I call dibs on that one.
King did call her. Yeah, King did call. If you could call dibs on a human person that you could
call dibs
own them,
just
right.
A piece of meat or something. Yep,
sure. Like calling dibs
on Kelly. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy by default because both of you are together with somebody, so I'm just me.
I'm happy.
Hey.
Well, I'm married.
See, there you go.
I can do what I want.
Well, let you.
You got one of those open relationships.
We'll just leave it at that. But
he can do what he wants. Like Queen Elizabeth, she just shits on the floor and a servant cleans that shit.
I can get murdered, but I can also do what I want.
Yeah, you can do what you want, but there's consequences.
I can get a good bobbeting. But Kelly is wonderful. She is just one of the sweetest, kindest.
She's just written. She goes, "You guys are hilarious." So thank you very much, Kelly.
Well,
the funny thing is that they're being serious at the moment. about trying to call dibs on you, like you're not just a piece of meat. But we've got a message from Worm.
No, I have nothing but respect.
Tag it and bag it. Tag it and bag it.
Got nothing but respect for her, man. I'm just
put her on a, put her on a scale.
Release system, AC.
Uh-huh.
Tag and release program.
Right.
All right. Message from Worm.
Well, that's easy. I used to be a plumber, and mostly what you're pulling out of there, tampons, root balls, human hair.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I
correct.
didn't know you used to be a plumber, Worm. That's interesting to know.
No, I used to just live in a sewer.
Oh, look!
Hey,
we've got
You really like
that's really relevant, actually.
got a message from you for UAC, and
specifically
it's
for me.
It's from Kelly, and she says this. She says, "I literally love you, AC." That's truth. She did just write that.
Wow.
There you go.
I think AC's.
I love you.
Mrs. AC might have a problem with that.
We love you too,
all
Kelly.
right.
We really do. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks,
and
man.
Thank you
thank
for the support to the listeners.
Day
Should we give
one.
a quick
Fuck
shout
yeah.
out to the listeners?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go from the start. We've got good old Waitbot. We've got, of course, AC and
Hello.
Elvis and
Hi.
myself. We've got Kelly.
Hi, guys.
We've
Thanks
got
for
Red
listening.
Rose. We've got Loredana, who's one of my school friends. Loredana, thanks for joining the last several weeks. She's been a fan, and I appreciate that. We've got Southern Hubs. Thanks for joining us,
all
man.
right.
Mr. R. We've got
Mr. R.
Mark. We've got Mo Camps. We've got Eric. Thanks, Eric. I've seen you the last couple of shows and really appreciate you being with us and having a laugh, man. And appreciate that. We've got Truthful Sweet, who is probably the number one supporter. So thank you very much.
She's
She's going through a bit of a
also a
tough time
liar,
at the
though.
moment. Sorry?
So I said she's also a liar, though. So that name is. I'm going to change it. I'm just kidding. It's lovely.
But lion ass sweet didn't sound so good. Lion ass
that
sweet.
actually sounds pretty cool, though. I think I might. If you were like a blues singer in a little juke joint, lion ass sweet. Get up on your own stage. Sing us a tune, will you?
So thank you very much. We've got Jared Legends. We've got Freebie. It's just the same Freebie, right? That's on the show we're doing.
That's
your show with
Freebie,
you.
yeah.
That's hip hop. That's
Yeah,
hip hop
man.
tour
Hey,
freebie,
brother.
man. That's hip
I
hop tour
loved
freebie.
your show.
That's
You
some
did
old school
fantastic, man.
haberdashery
Keep
days,
up the good
man.
work.
Yeah. We're that's my buddy from a long time ago. Do.
He's the only guy that AC would share that ass weapon stick with.
I would.
Twice.
Imagine nunchakus that you can both use at the same time.
Oh, you know what? Now you're talking, man.
Innovative.
I got to get through the listeners before they clap it
Yeah,
and mix
sorry,
it all up
sorry.
here. We've got Uncle Eddie. We've got Worm, which is David there. We've got Charlie. Thank you, Charlie XO, always supporting as well. And
Oh, my
Uncle Eddie there
God.
too. And Red Rose. I've got to say those for the most part.
that's the
there.
core.
And we've got Ali. Ali, I think you might be a new face. Welcome to our show. We've
for
got
joining.
Daz Cowbell as well, and Daz is the one that suggested the subject for this week.
Thank you,
Legends,
Daz.
Yeah, Legends. Always supporting whenever he can too. He's a busy guy, this guy. We've got a message from Legends that says, I like AC too, especially on hot days when I eat a lot of sodium. Love my AC. He's talking about that cornstarch stuff that you
Oh, yeah.
provide for us.
A swamp ass.
He's
Swamp
talking about
ass,
the
that's
air
right, yeah.
conditioning. That's what he means. He's a snarky little guy that lives. Yeah. You guys call it aircon down there. We call it AC.
That snarky little fucker. Damn.
AC and we call it aircon. We call it
I'm
both.
looking at a toilet bowl that's like this big. They call it a toilet bowl. It's like that big, and it has
an
like
Asian
a
toilet bowl.
It looks like an elephant's like front half, where you would actually like place your dick inside of it, and your balls are cupped in the end, and you just go. And I guess what happens, it fills up, and your dick, becomes buoyant in the volume of the urine. I would imagine. How terribly
What are you
regret.
talking about exactly?
It's
I have no
it's
idea.
a
Oh,
it's
without
a
visual, that's a little difficult.
okay. It's a toilet bowl, imagine, but it's this big. And imagine it's like a cup, and you place your dick like an elephant trunk, and you place your dick inside of it, and you just like pee right in there, and like I guess you get your dick wet with pee.
Why would you do that?
This is turn of the
Of
century
course.
shit, guys. This is not. Yeah, I don't know. It's my job to report the shit. I didn't make it up. Don't judge me.
Oh, see, I'm
All
thinking like a
right.
modern thing or something at a theme park, but you're talking about the back in the
Oh
day.
no,
All right.
this is a toilet in your hand, a handheld toilet. That's a cup, and you just pee in it.
Damn, I missed a whole bunch of messages on the screen because our picture was covering the notifications of that. So I've got a couple I've got to read out here. I don't know if I read this one or I missed a whole lot. David, which is Worm, said, did you say you'd wrap the square of toilet paper around your middle finger and diddle yourself? Not quite like that. It wasn't quite like that.
Wow.
little bit like
You've got Freebie says Stanley Steamer's Gooch attachment. I don't know how long ago that was. That was
Stanley Steamer. Yeah, at the beginning.
Stanley Steamer. He also Worms also said, "Holy shit, an actual turd burglar." That was about an hour and 3 minutes into the show.
the people are still in the poop.
Freebie. This is the wrong episode for making breakfast. That's when we'll give the breakfast shout out. Freebie again. I don't take a relationship to the next level unless I find skid marks on the undergarments.
There has to be a level of I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Legends. I like AC too, especially. I just read that, especially on hot days. A lot of sodium on hot days.
Ali, love AC too. Legends, the show scares the shit out of me. And Legends also says, can you guys talk about how a man cannot poop in a circular toilet? Too small. We need oval shape to fit the main parts.
We should get it in a tub to shit.
That's called an elongated
that.
bowl. Well, there's a round front, which is old school, and then there's the elongated bowl. Yeah. It's also the purpose of the elongated bowl is so people can wipe them from the front without standing up.
But then you get shit under your balls.
I said people.
If they stand up, they get like the butterfly effect happening.
Right. And then you're really like, yeah, exactly. And then now you got it on your thighs almost, and that's ridiculous.
Well, you can put a towel down the front and the back and do one of them things like that.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, dude. Hear me out. I know this sounds a little weird, but usually I make a little sense, right? You got to take a shit.
I think after this episode, AC, nothing much is going to sound weird from this point forth.
No,
you're going to hit your app. You're going to open your app for the bathroom app, and you're going to touch it, and then you're going to run some water. You get up there, a bath is already run. You get into you immerse yourself to shit. It's the only way.
Without a midwife?
I didn't quite catch.
like every time you just sit down in warm water and just shit right there. It's the best way. You know it is.
Well, how are we doing on time, guys?
Time's up. All right.
Oh, man.
So we'll start to wind this down now. All right, guys.
I suppose.
A couple of things before we end. Obviously, we'll find out where we can be found here at Shotgun Candy, but we just want to say to the listeners, pay attention to what's going to happen the next couple of weeks or so. We're trying to put something together with a team of people here to really shake shit up here on Fireside in a really cool way. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but look soon, maybe in about a week's time, maybe possibly next show, we're going to announce how we're going to do that. And great, because Dave's just stepped in the room, and Dave just stepped in the room. Dave, I am Dave.
Will be in Las Vegas next week.
That's next week. So we've got a Vegas show next week. Live in Vegas, where AC's
so
from.
We're announcing that right now. We're announcing the fact that we're doing a Vegas show next week because the married couple will be in my house. Okay,
like right there where you are now, right,
guys. Whenever you go into a bedroom, you leave the door cracked so I can see you. All right, no funny business in my house.
No technology too in the rooms.
No
supervision.
You can see them anyway because you got all them hidden cameras. I mean, shit. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
God damn it, Elvis.
Just don't look in the toilet bowl when you get there.
I'm the tapeworm. I'm the camera's the tapeworm coming out.
Video tapeworm.
Wow. Video tapeworm.
Yes. Before I go on, before I forget, we have a message for you, AC, from Kelly saying, AC, you cannot shit in a pool of water. That's disgusting. You can. Animal.
What are you talking about? It's the most sanitary way.
It floats and it bobs.
Well, that's what a toilet is anyway, right? You got to
except you're getting.
Yeah, but except you're not sitting in it at the time.
It's like a bidet plus. Like you actually how it shoots the water up? You actually get into it, submerge yourself in the right, and then just release.
All right.
Something like that. So, okay. So we are.
Let's get that out of here.
We've got some cool news coming up. And what we want, we're just letting the cat out of the bag a little bit right now to let you know something's coming up because we want you all to be part of it. We want you all to be in the audience and get involved with us and come up on stage with us and others. So without saying too much just yet, it's all coming and will be released and we can't fucking wait. It's just exciting to have this on the cards. So let's shake the shit up here, baby. They still don't know what it's about there, Dave, so we're not going to say it exactly, but we'll let the cat out the bag
all
soon.
in good time, man. Everybody will know soon enough.
And if you didn't know,
let's wind it up, guys.
Welcome to the shit show.
Where can we find you guys?
Let's wind it down. We're going to flush this one out. We're done.
Flush this shit. Hey, before we do, I'm so sorry. Yeah, in Australia, does the drain go the other way?
Yes.
Okay.
No, which way is
the other way? The other way than mine. The reverse way.
Yeah, so I don't know which way yours goes. So mine goes one way.
The Chinese way.
Well, does it go clockwise or counterclockwise?
No. So it spins and goes up the pipe
Oh.
Yeah.
because we're upside down.
When you flush, you got to jump out of the way real quick.
Yeah.
If I dig straight down, I get to your house. Yeah.
No, I believe you guys get to China. I think we end up somewhere else.
Oh.
Well, it depends on
As a
that.
matter of fact, I believe I was told since meeting people online here for this podcast thing that from where I am in Perth, directly opposite is I think New York. So if we actually went straight through, something like that, yeah. Can someone fact check that for us? Let us know.
New York is hell.
I think it's Florida actually. But
Yeah, it's New York is
talk
hell.
about that.
Yeah. Or it's hell down under where we are. Who fucking knows? You can find us on Shotgun Candy on Twitter, on Instagram, Shotgun Candy _ Shotgun Candy _ podcast. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And where else? We are being streamed live to
Twitch and Facebook.
on Fireside.
And,
we've got Twitch and Facebook and YouTube and a whole heap of other places. You can just type us in Google. Type in Shotgun Candy into Google, you will find us.
We also want to know, like, if let's say we do like maybe like an hour on Twitch, or maybe like do like a Facebook Live or maybe a YouTube Live. Would you guys come over and see us there too?
Yeah, good question, man, to put to the audience. We've been discussing the potential of doing something else during the week, maybe. We're flirting with the idea at the moment. So if you'd like that, definitely hit us up in the back channel after. Let us know. And we can get a gauge if it's worth us doing that or not, because this show's just fantastic. I really fucking love it each week. It's good.
Everybody follow Daz Cowbell and send him a message thanking him for the shitty show this week.
Yeah, he's the
Send
asshole
him a
that brought
pile
you
of
this
shit.
shit show. I love that guy. He's a good guy, man.
Good dude, man.
We
appreciate it.
So I think we're just going to close out now. Here's a tune instead of that shitty Waitbot stuff. It's by Mark Rebele. I'm just going to play this tune. It's a little bit funky.
Drop the beats. Oh yeah.
So I'm going to hit that. Ready?
Sprocket.
See you all next week.
Well, thanks a lot, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Adios.
15 in the books. See you guys later,
baby. 16 next week. All right, I'm going off camera here.
Sweet 16.
How do I do this? Can you hear it okay?
Later, kids. Oh yeah. Butch and
Clap it up as we leave. It helps the sentiment. Come on, guys. Clap the fuck out of it. Non-stop. Don't have to stop. Just keep pressing it for like 2 minutes. Yeah. Hit that shit. Hit that shit. You don't have to hang. We're just going to play this for a few minutes as it winds out. But just because we don't want to leave you. We love you.